Hello, everybody. I decided to make this stream separate from the one that I originally had. We're going to do that one after. It's just really long. I can't get this video to download. I want to put subtitles on it and speed it up. Well, I already sped it up, but it's like 2 hours long. Cheers. I might have... Why is this blinking? Oh, hold on. Is that distracting? Probably. Blue. Green. Kind of like the green. Ooh, aqua. Orange. They're so messed up. What's smooth? Fade. Oh. Is that going to give people a seizure? Hold on. I'll just leave it like that. So let me... Gantstar. Gantstar? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Messaged me. I was like, let's do a show today. I don't know if he's seen my content. Unclear. I think he said he hasn't. I don't know if he's a black pillar, face raider, both. I don't know. Guys, I fucking missed it. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. Hater cell, have my babies. Okay. Let's see. Somebody... Whoops. Why am I all flip-floppy? I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I'm so asymmetrical. Okay. I'm gonna go see his channel. And what was I doing? Gantstar. Gantstar. Okay, I can't because we need to go outside and see. It's not there anymore. Yeah, I slept through it too. I fell asleep. And I love space. Terminally online, literally. Ronnie, did you help him? Okay, he is live. So somebody send him the link. Oh, there's my dog. Hold on. Babe. Oh. So let's... Okay. Space is the place. Roses are red, violets are blue. I can't wait to roast the fuck out of you. I'm sorry. I used to have to make the marketing and stuff for nightclubs. So all of the Instagram posts that were clever. Roses are red, violets are blue. Vodka is cheaper than dinner for two. Low, we're not doing it. My dog's still in pain. I think she broke her rib. Unclear. Yeah, babe. What? What, little mama? It's such a bitch. It's gonna take up all the spots. Let's see. Is he still having trouble? So all you have to do is open my link. Just stay. Just keep this stream online. I don't know. He needs Indian tech support. Torshaa. Black Silver, I haven't seen you in a fucking minute. How are you? Looks don't matter. I don't know. I don't know. The black pill applies to technology too. I'm done. I don't understand why this is. I'm an antsy bitch. Actually, I'm pretty patient. I'm just really excited to do the video after this one, which is, have you guys heard of the Nth room? Or NTH? There's this huge scandal in South Korea. One of the biggest online sex rings where they tortured. Yeah, we'll talk about it later. Torshaa, please tell guys what to do for balding. It depends on what level of balding we're at. Like, are we a level 7? Or you just have that? Are we, like, where are we at? I've heard of the Nth room. I hope he tones down the autism. I'm bald already, so fuck it. I shaved my head. I had plans to go on whatever podcast last minute, and that was like a year ago or something. But I ended up flying to Vegas because for some reason, I don't know if anybody else knows this, but LA is very big and everything's very far away. So you could both be in LA, but you're 7 hours apart from each other. It's insane. I think that's insane. Like, that means that you could be in Germany and visit Italy. Know what I mean? Road trip. Something like that. A friend of mine has thinning, but medications just seem like a Rogaine is effective. You just have to stick with it. Like 100% effective. It's not how it used to be. But I personally think it's a bitch to do, and you're gonna lose hair before it grows because it speeds up the turnover rate. So minoxidil, yeah. Bad sound. Is it? Let's see. Mm-hmm. Reduce stereo audio. How's that? Dude, these boom arms are in the worst spot. Like, look at this. See how it's bending? Like, oh, it's just, you should never have these cords bent. But here we are. I'm in Chicago, it's still very... Oh, it's fluttering. Yeah, it's probably from this. Hold on. If you're thinning... This thing. How about now? Let me know. Like, sounds low. Yeah, I switched it over here. Hold on. See, I don't like when it's like this. Is this better? Let me know. Always, because it's kind of slow. Tune up. Ow. If you're thinning, you should be using horse mane. Sounds kind of scary, but don't worry. Horse mane. My mom used to use that on clients. She used to do hair out of the home. It is still fluttering. Jesus. I swear, ever since bartending, I cannot do small motor skills. Is it still bad? I'm a fucking boomer. Son of a bitch. Where's the other one? Say something. Aside from horse mane, Jesus, my eyebrows are looking real drawn on right now. Kind of fun. Other things you can use. Is it still going in and out? Testing. Da, da, da. Dude, it's this thing. It's horribly designed. I forget the brand. Thormax? Audio is still weird. Okay, let me shut it off and on. How about now? Oh, sir. I don't like where it's lined up. Good luck with pick on the XLR cable. Hold it for a minute, blow up. It really is just how this line is lined up. There's nothing I can do. Oh, we made it. Hello. You're muted, I think.
Says I'm okay. Okay, can you hear? Or
How are you?
all right. So I just clicked this link
How's
and
the connection?
we're start or for what?
Your connection's
Yeah,
going
my
in and
internet's
out.
like pretty bad. Yeah, it normally
Okay.
like takes a while, but it does better once we go on. So it's all good. So yeah, you understand the context of the conversation and all that. All good, yeah.
Not really, to be honest with you, because I don't really have a philosophy when it comes to dating.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I'm not trying to, like you said, interview you. I just want to have a conversation because you talk to wheat waffle, well, sorry, flop waffles, right? So I just want to hear after that conversation what you took and what your stance is on his philosophies, I guess, and all that.
Is yours the same? Is that what you're getting at?
Well, I think he's a joke, but I mean, the core fundamentals will be similar. Like we just believe that looks are by far the most important aspect for dating and all that. So yeah.
I vehemently disagree. Tell me why you think that's true.
I mean, you want to do this privately or like really? Is
No.
that's a big question, you know? But
Are you
oh wait,
triggered already?
wait, we are live. Wait, what?
Yeah, we're live.
I didn't click the thing, so I'm not dual streaming. You know that, right?
That's okay.
That's what I was trying to do at the beginning. Like I was trying to
Yeah,
say
no,
I'll
you're
come onto
fine.
yours. Okay,
Well,
all good.
I don't know what to tell you. It's not my fault. You can't figure it out. Like that was the goal. You asked to be on my stream, and it's not beneficial to me unless we do dual stream. But that's fine if it's not working. Just don't be rude.
Okay, all good, no problem. So, why would you, as you
Why?
said,
No. Why do you think looks are the most important?
I just think it's just common sense, no? I mean,
So guys, here's the interesting thing: is guys when they're attracted to somebody, they have a physical sensation and a viewable thing, like a boner, right? That doesn't work for women. We know this through science. So my question is to you, like, how do you think that looks are the main thing? It's just not true.
I
What's
mean,
medium ugly? Why do women date fat dudes? I mean, like, if we're being really honest, the online dating shit does not map onto the real world at all.
okay. What about like Jeremy Meeks as an example? How would you describe that if it's not about
I'm
looks,
sorry?
right?
Who?
How would you describe Jeremy Meeks' situation if it's not about looks?
Can you tell me who that is?
You know the guy who his mugshot got revealed and then all the women went crazy
Oh,
for
yeah,
him?
you guys always talk about this guy. It's like,
But it's
Jesus.
like a really good example, like for our argument. So of course we do, you know.
Well, can you give me any other examples? Because this is a
Well,
convict. It's a well-known thing that fucking girls will date convicts because they're good looking until they find out that they're convicts and then they break up with them. I mean, if we're talking longevity, I don't really see them as successful. If
we're
anything, I
talking
think they're
about
the worst
attraction.
ones. Right. But that's the thing is you guys it seems like men don't even understand women's attraction. Shit, they can't even find the clit if we're being honest. So it's like, of course they don't get it. But you guys try to look at it in the same way that men feel it or men have boners and shit, and that's just not true. What's really going on is women are trying to determine if you're safe when you approach them. Let's not talk about online. When you approach a woman, her first thought is trying to seek out if you're a threat or if you're safe. And usually, most guys do creepy ass shit and then they don't get deemed safe. So when women are like, you probably did something to make them scared. You know what I mean? It's not, they don't even see you until a couple minutes in when they can calm their anxiety.
But do you not think like some guys just look creepy because of
No,
their repulsive
not at all.
face?
I
Like, no?
haven't seen one creepy looking dude, even a homeless guy doesn't look creepy. It's the attitude. And it's very distinct. And guys, it's interesting because they do this thing. Once they're in their 30s, they're like, women come to me now. And they think it's because of their money, for instance, on the other side. I know you talk looks, but they'll be like, women are just after my money. And it's like, no, you've had 10 years of work experience where you probably had to stand up and talk to people. You probably had to make cold calls. So it's like, you might think that you're the same person, but the way that you approach people is like very different when you're older. So it's really that social skills. It's not
Well,
looks.
I mean, like, the standard kind of phrase that Blackpool uses that, like, if an unattractive guy approaches a girl, she'll say, "Oh, this creepy guy came up to me." But if he's a handsome guy, it's
Mm-mm.
almost like, "Oh yeah, it's the opposite effect."
No, they're just trying to deem you safe. Creepy is not safe.
Yeah, but my point is like if an unattractive guy approaches, like even if he isn't saying
Well,
anything creepy, she will deem him creepy just because of how he looked. If she's not
chances
attracted to him.
are, if he's not confident and if he really believes he's ugly because a bunch of people on the internet told him that, of course he's going to come up creepy. His demeanor is going to be creepy because a more attractive guy is going to have more experience just because he's probably talking to more people.
But you don't think that the fact that he looks better could be an advantage for him to get a positive reaction? Like, no?
No,
You think it's an equal playing field? Like, if you
yeah.
approach a girl, an unattractive guy, and an attractive guy, there's no advantage in either way?
I mean, what do you mean? Do you want to put percentages? You want to make an arbitrary number? Like, I don't understand the question.
Well, I'm saying, like, if a good-looking guy approaches a girl, do you think his odds are the same as an unattractive guy to get a positive outcome?
Well, that's very different than what we were talking about before.
You said about confidence, like, have, social skills. So I'm saying if they approach a girl, like I'm
Mhm.
saying, are you saying the looks won't be a big advantage for the good-looking guy?
Well, there's a difference between saying our looks kind of helping or our looks the sole thing,
Yeah,
right?
I'm just trying to go with your narrative with the whole social skills. So I was just
Mhm.
trying to say, like, so you would deem that the looks wouldn't give that guy a big advantage approaching girls?
The only advantage it brings is pretty privilege, having more experience and positive experiences with people because of it.
But what if like you're just not attracted to the unattractive guy? Like what is he
Women
supposed
do
to do
not
then?
look women do not look at you and get a boner or not. This is what I think men don't get. Women don't even see you. Women don't even see you until like 30 minutes in, honestly. They have to have the anxiety down. And we know women, if you're looking at them the wrong way, they deem you a creep. If you're walking behind them, you both are going in the same direction. She deems you a creep. Not to mention, men do some creepy ass shit. Like I've had guys walk up to my car at 3 o'clock in the morning and I had my window down. They're like, "Hey, I think you're beautiful. Can I get your number?" Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, that's creepy. That's, you're trying to kill me.
Look, I understand your safe argument, like a woman
Mhm.
doesn't want to feel her life is endangered by a guy, but like I can imagine like if the girl is highly attracted to that guy and he says it in a way that she feels like he seems normal, I think that could work as long as the looks is there.
Let me put it this way. If a woman ever was going solely on looks, chances are she's a 304 and you wouldn't want to deal with her anyway.
I mean, look, honestly, I'm just trying to gauge your like you said, you don't have a specific philosophy, but I'm just trying to understand like how
Well,
you view it,
I've
but
sure. I worked in nightclubs
okay.
across the US in Las Vegas, Chicago, Scottsdale, Houston, you name it, I've probably bartended at it. I've seen interactions between men and women, rich men and women, and poor men and women, bald men and women, not bald, black men, Hispanic men, white men. I mean, you name it, I've seen it. And I'm being 100% honest when I say looks are not what's getting men pussy at all. Not the first 2 seconds, not the 10 minutes after. It's solely on how you make her feel.
Okay, so let's put it down to like your preference as a woman. So like, are you saying like you would be willing to date a guy who's hideous facially and very short, just
I
if he's
have.
confident?
Ask Wheat Waffles. I dated a guy that was 5'2", hideous
How
by
tall are
your
you?
guys' standards. Not to me, but like to you guys.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'4".
Okay, so you were 2 inches taller than him, and you're saying his face was
Yeah,
like very repulsive looking, like really?
like think super Italian, but not like Guido. Like nose that points down, like more than mine, right? Like way down. You can see it from the front is pointing down. He looked probably 50 and he was not 50. I mean, like fucked up eye level, no chin, none. And these guys, like him and his friends, pulled girls left and right.
Okay, so are you just saying that you have super like low standards for looks, or was it that he had something else he was offering to
He had
compensate for
something
that?
else that he's offering.
Which is?
He was fun to talk to. He was funny. Sorry,
Is
I
that
hear
it?
my.
Was that it?
Yeah, and he made me feel good. I don't like
How
guys that nag. I don't like guys that put me down. You know
how
what I
was
mean?
he like in terms of like finance and all that? Was he successful or?
I mean, I don't walk up to men like, show me your bank statements, show
But you
me
said you
your
dated
cash.
him though, so you would know
I
like his
wouldn't know.
situation.
Please, who actually? I don't know.
Wait, the guy you dated, you don't know what he was doing for work? Like really?
I knew what he was doing for work, but I don't know how much he makes.
Well, okay, but based on his lifestyle and his house, would you say he was like doing well or was he struggling financially? Like, can you give me a
He was
ballpark?
good. Yeah, he was doing well.
Was he like giving you a good life as well? Like, or was that part
What
of
do you
it or
mean?
not?
What do you mean by that? You can't buy my love. Gantstar. How do you pronounce your name?
Yeah, you got it. You can call him
I
whatever
got
you
it?
want, but it's all good,
Okay.
yeah. No,
G.
well, obviously, I'm trying to get at the fact that sometimes when the unattractive guy is dating a girl who's more attractive than him, it's
Mhm.
because like he's
What he has
opulent or
money.
something. Like, you know what
No,
I mean?
no. This is what actually happens is let's say you're dating a girl and she dumps you and you're like, why did she dump me? And then you see her go on to a guy who's uglier. He made her feel better than you. That's what's going on. It's not, oh, he just gives her a bunch of gifts. I mean, that could be a thing, but it's not the norm.
So I thought, like, obviously, I don't know much about you, but I
Mhm,
heard you're like a kind of Tamasi supporter. So, like, what you're
mhm,
saying is more blue pilled compared to red pill. So, are you
mhm.
not agreeing with the red pill in the sense of like become masculine, rich, and successful, and that will get the girls? Or
Social skills is the main thing. So
so it's yeah, it's
and
like blue
that's
pill.
game. That's game. No, no, that's game. Like, let's be
But
honest.
blue pill is just like, oh, just be confident with who you are, and yeah,
Well,
you'll be
that
fine.
doesn't help, does it? You need social skills. You
Yeah,
need
but
to
that's what
learn how to talk to women. That's the red pill.
Yeah, but blue pill say like in that sense of be confident as in yeah, just have a good conversation and be normal to
Well,
girls
does that
and
help?
I mean it helps, but like us at the black pill, we obviously just think even if you do that, if she's not attracted to you, it doesn't really matter what you say. You're not gonna make her
It's not,
attracted to you.
it's not true. I promise you, it's not true. I think a lot of guys on the internet got together and started to literally delude people because they had issues mentally, like body dysmorphic disorder. And we see it amongst men, and it's strictly in the black pill space. And what they do is they lead guys down this path. I don't know if you've been on those forums where it's like, how do I look? And the guys are roasting him. That's not normal. That's not true. And they're trying to make you feel the same way that they feel. I don't know any girl that has taken a ruler to a man's face when they first met. Like, let me check. Also, it's distorted. Like, there's no way that you would be able to accurately do that without 3D modeling. And they're not doing that. They're making money off of men's insecurities, telling them to go as far as plastic surgery. And hey, I think guys should be able to do that without without people making fun of them. Like, do you, but you don't need it. Like, most men are attractive, not in the sense that they're chads. They're just all kind of the same. So when guys are like, she didn't see me, you didn't make her feel safe because y'all are on the same level. most of the time, other than like height differences, but that's a separate issue.
I mean, honestly, I don't know what to make of it because, like, you know, do you have a celebrity crush? Like any role
Yeah,
model
Ben
you had growing up? Go on,
was my
sorry.
first wet dream.
Who?
Ben Stiller and Seth Rogen.
Why you pick like just the not common choices? Come on.
Are those not common?
Seth Rogen, of course not. What are you talking about?
He's funny as fuck.
Oh, come on. Like, you know, as a girl, like you're taught like, oh, Prince Charming will come, like, you know, and that's depicted as like a good-looking man. Are you saying when you're growing up in the movies, you
I
weren't
said
going,
motherfuckers, and so do my friend. I'd like, what do you want me to say to that? You're telling me what I find fuckable. It's laughable to me. It's equivalent to the girls on Fresh and Fit saying that men want girls that are educated. You're doing the same thing.
oh, yeah, but like, honestly, look, I haven't really got into like, you know, the crux of this argument, but I'm just trying to establish like how you would view it. So you're saying that even growing up, you never were attracted to the stereotypical good-looking man, even in the movies or a famous singer and anything?
They really only exist in Hollywood.
Yeah, but I'm saying for you, were you never attracted to those type of men? Like saying, oh yeah,
No, there's no, because I don't look at a guy and go, I don't look at a guy and go, would I fuck it? Yes or no. That's just a man thing. They have the boners. Sorry, my dogs.
it's all
Girls
good.
don't think that way at all.
So you don't think like girls have the stereotypical Hollywood crush, like the way they would use like Chris Hemsworth or Zac Efron, or even like Justin Bieber in his prime, like the way.
Have plastic surgery done. But like, I don't get why people think Zac Efron's natural or Chris Hemsworth. They all have plastic surgery. So is it really
that's
fair?
but that's not the point, though. The point is that like they're the ones who get the female audience, you know, because of the looks, right? So
No, because they have status, if anything.
yes, but you know, the girls are talking about how handsome they look. You know, it's not like they're going, "Oh, he's so famous! Wow!" Like I'm so
Girls
turned
say
on
the
because of
same
that.
thing about Matt Rife. And
I don't know who that is, but
the comedian. You know who he is. He's the young one that's been blowing up with the jaw.
no, I actually don't. Honestly, I'm not too up to date with modern celebrities and all that.
You gotta look him up because he would be one of the better case studies for like your argument. 'Cause he's a comedian. Hold on, let me let my dog out.
Okay, all right. Damn, I was not expecting this, but I don't know how this is gonna go.
Okay, sorry.
You're all good. Okay.
Yeah,
Honestly, like I feel like you're almost like selling the dream to these men. Like you're basically telling them,
men. I tell them that they need to stop being fucking autistic and talk to women. You know who's doing God's work right now? And I know you don't like him. Alex, for playing with fire. He's actually getting these guys on weekly. And I encourage you to look at the guys a year ago because it's the same dudes to now. And oh my God, the difference is insane.
Okay. And the difference, so you're like, oh, well, now they're getting successes, right? But no, they keep getting rejected still. So that's my point. They might improve everything because I've seen them. I've seen the speed dates.
So what do you think happens to a guy? And there's okay. First of all, when Alex asks me what would you rate these guys, I fucking forgot the whole thing. I just give a fucking yes, no. It has nothing to do with that. Like women don't want to hurt your fucking feelings, and they don't want to. Or sometimes they do want to hurt your feelings. It's just dependent on how they feel. But like, it's not accurate at all.
Well, I mean, you brought up the speed date, so I will go with that for now while we're talking about it. And I'm just saying, if you watch that, the guys you said have been going on for so long and they've improved so much. Yep. Like it's very rare that the girl says yes to a guy on the speed dates. Yeah,
I do.
I mean, no, it's like very high likelihood that you're going to get a no if you go on there. Like,
well, here's another interesting thing is you know that OkCupid stat where women rate 80% of men unattractive?
Yeah.
There's another part to that study that nobody addresses, and they've gathered information about what they say is the most attractive and what they're doing when it comes to messaging. And women are the most lenient when it comes to what they find attractive to who they message. Men, on the other hand, though, men are way pickier when it comes to this. So they might say most women are attractive, but when it comes down to who they're messaging, if they get, let's say, matches or whatever, they're very, very picky. So it doesn't matter what women say sometimes, because what they do is what matters. Here's another thing is women will say, I want a guy that looks like this and that. Ask to see what her exes look like, because they're settling all the time because the guys don't look like this model. It just doesn't exist. And another thing, I worked in nightclubs. I would see some of the most famous fitness gurus, Christian Guzman, Buff Bunny, those types of people. They look so fucking different in person. You thought they're two different people.
Yeah, I can give you that one. But the thing with the online dating, I mean, honestly, I don't know if I can truly believe that, because obviously the standard logic of what's happening there is that women have too many options and men have very little options. So I don't see how men could be the ones who are picky in that sense, you know?
Well, the ones that are getting matches, right? The ones that do get matches.
They're like 5%, like really?
No. So a lot of people misread that data as well. It's funny. It's like women, when we talk about women going for the top 20%, when you actually break it down, it's 6% on the woman side and the male side. It's equivalent of the most promiscuous people, or the ones that fuck more often or whatever, are the ones matching with each other. And then you have the 10%, or I'm sorry, the 10% that go for each other, and it keeps going down that way. And what that's telling you is that it's the same on both sides. Like the 80-20 rule is completely false.
Well, look, the part that's true though is that yes, men do have very little options online, unless, like you said, they're in that top percentile where they have abundance of choices too. And then yes, you might be correct that those people might be extra picky, but that's because they're in the situation that the girl's in, so they have the choice to be picky. But most men don't have that luxury.
Yeah, you're not wrong, which is why men need to approach women in person. And another thing that bothered me that I brought up with Wheat Waffles is saying that online dating and nightclubs are on the same level as things that they shouldn't use. Hi, Dad. Thank you. He said that online dating is just as bad as in a nightclub, and he's fucking ruining these men by that, because nightclubs are the best place. Because one, it's dark, okay? Everybody looks better in the dark, so your confidence can go up. Number two, you can approach multiple women, and it's in a setting with alcohol. I mean, it doesn't get better. If you get rejected, go to the next one. And then the next one. And it's really good practice.
Yeah, like that's why I don't believe in a lot of what Wheat Waffle says besides the basic fundamentals. So yeah, I would agree with you on that. I used to like live in the nightclub, so I can vouch for what you're saying. But again, I think the reason he said that men shouldn't do it is because the unattractive guys are going to be compared to the more attractive guys there. And that's where he's coming from.
The bartender is the most attractive. I don't see that, doesn't it? No.
I mean, look, come on. You can't say that from your experience that you saw some really unattractive guy approaching girls and just getting rejected the whole night. That must have happened too, right?
Let me explain it to you this way. What incentive do I have to lie to you? Versus what, let's use Wheat Waffles, for example. What incentive does he have to lie to you?
Yeah, I know he's trying to make money, so I get it. Like, but
I have.
I don't know. Like, that's my point. That's what I'm trying to establish. I don't know if you do have a course or not, but like, you sound like you are kind of selling the dream from what you're saying.
I hate both people, respectfully. I think men are annoying, and I think women are annoying. I have
agree.
no reason to like butter them up. Like they fucking annoy the fuck out of me. But I'm telling them the honest truth. It's like men will say these certain things, and it's almost like they're trying to lead men to the wrong side just so that they get better matches. Like they're in competition with these guys. So their incentive is not only to make money, but to also make sure that they fuck up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, and I would agree with a lot of what you said in the sense of not liking men and women. But like, I understand why a lot of women are like kind of anti-men. I totally get it. But there's a lot of jokes. But I'm just saying, from your experience, like you can't tell me that you never saw that once, like in your experience, that there was a very unattractive guy who was trying his chances with every girl there and got rejected by every single girl that you witnessed? Like that
Unattractive?
never happened? Never? Really?
Unattractive? Can
Yeah,
you
like
repeat the question?
okay, from your experience with the nightclubs, are you saying that you've never witnessed that one time that there was like that stereotypical unattractive guy who was going up to all the girls, trying it, and just got rejected by every single one?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And you want it that no, they get rejected because they're fucking creepy, dude. Even the most attractive guys, that sometimes they come off as like Ted Bundy. They like some of them just have that look. And I know women in the comments right now know exactly what I'm talking about. But men will never understand that unless you're gay, maybe. Gay guys seem to understand what the hell women are talking about. It's literally only heterosexual men that don't get it because they don't take a moment to put themselves in the women's shoes. But you've asked me multiple times, is there at least one guy that you've seen? And my question to you is, let's say if there was, let's say I'll concede on that. So what? What does that do? You know what I mean?
yeah, but I'm trying to use the example of like if that happened, but you're going to say it's not because of his looks though, it's because of his social skills, you know. But
Let's say a guy that's attractive was able to get 5 numbers. Any guy that knows
okay,
that getting a phone number does not guarantee shit. If anything, you
I
got
know
a big obstacle to go over just to get her, one, to agree to a date, respond to a text, and two, make sure she doesn't fucking flake. Like
exactly.
so, but that's the thing is these guys who are attractive in your terms can't even solidify a date. So what did the looks really do? It calmed their ego for a bit because she didn't reject him right off the bat. What does it do?
Well, like I would say if you're trying to say that like there's good looking guys who are struggling too, but I would say that's more down to the woman's options. Like so she's not going to take him that serious because she has so many things to choose, you know.
How many guys do you think? Let me switch gears a little bit. It'll go with what you're saying.
Okay.
There's all this material on YouTube, like how to message a girl on a dating app. How do you think most men message them? Just out of curiosity.
Probably just hey.
Okay, but we've said how many times that you need to do something that makes you stand out a little bit. You know what they do? Just guess, like what they're doing to get your attention. If they other than hey, he's not doing it. So what's the one where they're trying to get your attention?
I don't know, they try to look at the girl's profile and make a joke out of the picture or something.
They don't even fucking do that. Okay? No, it's wanna fuck. That's what it
Well,
is. Most men are either doing hey or wanna fuck. Tell me what's fucking wrong with them. That is social skills. That is, I don't know how to read a room. That is, I am autistic, honestly.
okay,
And
yeah, I get that. I wouldn't say that, but there is experiments done where they've taken a good-looking guy who did message like that, and he got positive outcomes, and that's
are you
part of the
familiar?
argument.
Are you familiar with the rating scale that these dating apps give you? So
Not
I'll
the dating apps, but
so a lot of people think that like Tinder, for instance, will put really attractive women in front of really attractive men, vice versa. And that's not true. What's actually going on is you have a score of either 1 or 2, and you can look this up. I'm not making it up. You get a score of 1 or 2. Let's say 1 is you message people all the time, you're interactive, you like photos, you have a good response rate, whatever. Then 2 is you have a horrible response rate. Let's say you violate the terms of service, or you just don't answer at all, you don't get liked, and you don't like photos, you get the poorer score. So they're going to match people who are more active on the app. It has nothing to do with the looks. So who gets in front of you is going to be based on what score you have. So if you really want to get more matches, you should be more active. But to your point, sorry, I went off a little bit.
that's okay. It's okay.
To your point is what do you call it? Wait, what did you say right before? Fuck. Fuck. Wait. Shit. You said somebody remember. It was important.
About the texting, right? About what they're opening with and all that.
Yeah, but something right after. God damn it. I hate when I do that. Hold on, it'll come to
It's
me.
okay, take your time, Sora.
Oh, the fucking my bad. Okay, the studies or the examples, guys will like download a photo and try to do experiments or whatever.
Yeah.
That's not true. Like they're the positive thing that they're getting is going to be the same as all the accounts that they made. So let's say they make a new account, but their phone number's the same. It's going to be whatever score you have. And these guys are dating coaches, so they're actually getting a response. So, like Alex, for example, I'll use him. Alex will make a profile with a really fat girl who's ugly as hell, and we want to see how many matches she can get, right? Alex uses his same phone with the same score that he has embedded or whatever, because it's not like the app forgets. He signs up with a new account. You're going to have the same score. So then the people that you get matched with are going to be responding to you anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? It's people that are more alike.
Oh, yeah, like, yeah, I understand your narrative with this. Yeah, I
But
see
it
your
also
point.
makes it skewed, is what I'm saying. It's like you can't really go off of is he more attractive because it's your score. It has nothing to do with looks, and it's the same as whatever yours is in your profile. I hope that made sense.
No, no, yeah, that's a like important aspect to add in there. But I still think if the guy is hideous in the photos, no girls are gonna swipe right on him in anyway. Like, you know, so
You know, most guys catfish, right? And women prepare
yeah,
for it
because
when they first meet a guy. So why does it
yeah,
matter?
um, because yeah, she's not gonna swipe right on a guy she thinks is unattractive. She's like, sorry,
She's
like
reading.
why would she? Like, if she say, oh, this guy's not my type, why would she want to give him a chance to talk to her and waste her time if she's not into it?
What do you think is the average photo that a guy has? Because we tell them how to take photos, what to wear, get professional photos, even. Most guys don't fucking listen. And you know this if you work with men versus working with women. You tell women to do something, they'll change it. You tell men to do something, they don't. And I'm not even saying that to like hate on men. It's the truth. You ask anybody, guys in the space, they will tell you that men don't listen. So when you say they're not swiping on these guys, which ones? The main guys with the fucking mirror selfies, with the dirty ass mirror with the sepia or whatever, the yellow lighting? I mean, they don't even show their face. Is it where they're giving the creepy ass smile in their car? They all look the same. They literally all look the same.
Okay, but so your suggestion is to take better pictures and get like a
Yeah,
photo shoot?
yeah, but they won't listen. So it's like don't save your breath. You know what I mean? The guys that will put in the work, they'll do it, but most guys don't even want to put in the work.
But would you say like the photo shoot is helping based on
Yes.
that you look better in that, like looks wise?
Yeah, another thing is guys like judge themselves off of what they see in the mirror and who they what they see from like what other friends tell them. Like they don't have a good grasp of what they look like. For instance, a woman, whenever a girl's like, "Hey, show me the guy you're talking to," we always have to preface, "He's better looking in person because y'all don't take good photos." No offense, like not you, but I'm just saying. So when it comes to what you look like, guys have this like, I can't do anything to change it. So here I go, I snap it. But when you get in front of a real photographer and you model, right? So you're familiar with like photos you take versus the photographers. What the photographer captures is what you look like. You've been lied to, literally. Like I don't know if you're familiar with the true mirror either. Like the mirrors that we look at ourselves in are not what we really look like. And even if
Yeah,
you invert
that's
it,
true.
like the inverting filter on TikTok, where it flips your face, that's not what you look like either. You need to get something called a true mirror, which is if you like don't want to spend money and you go in your bathroom and you're able to take both sides of a mirror off and have them face each other. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like a
Yeah,
medicine
yeah,
cabinet?
I
Yeah, if
understand.
they're facing each other, it's not this part, it's that part that's reflecting. That's what you really look like. And it's a lot like anybody that has actually looked at themselves after this will cry because they're like, this whole time I've been lied to by we should get rid of the fucking regular mirrors because it's not what you look like. And so people grow up with this false idea of what they look like. It's sad, but like these spaces are not helping it, especially when these guys they have the balls to rate these men based on photos that are not accurate. It's bold. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not fair at all.
Yeah, no, I obviously that's true, everything you said there. And most guys do overhype their looks. They think that they're better than what they are. So, I would agree with you on that too. But the thing with the looks though is like what you said about the mirror, the true self-reflection. Like when someone has really good proportions and symmetry, it's not really going to change that much compared to the unattractive guy, obviously.
It
Like,
does. Yes, it does.
what?
It
Really?
does. When you look at yourself in a regular mirror, it's kind of like it's 2D. And you're like, well, I can kind of see around. It's not the same. When you look at the true mirror, you actually get to level with your own eyes. It's a beautiful thing, honestly. I think more people should order one. You can get it on Amazon, but you're seeing like kind of like the whole eyeball. You're seeing like it's crazy. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it that well, but I would encourage you to either get 2 mirrors and face them and look at yourself in it, because then you're going to be like, well, shit, you're probably symmetrical. Take somebody who's not, for instance, and they look at that, they're going to look a lot more symmetrical. And that's what they actually look like. I feel like people will just try to see faults, especially in pictures. I know for a fact, Megan Fox, who everybody finds the most attractive, especially in the space, she's not symmetrical, and she's also had work done.
Of course she has. But I mean, oh wow, you had to bring her up. Wow. I mean, some people in the chat are like begging me to bring up another topic, but maybe later. No. So I would agree with a lot of what you're saying there, but the core fundamentals of my arguments still kind of remain that, like, even with what you're saying about the photo shoots, a lot of times, like what with Alex does, is that he gets them to use FaceApp to look like way more attractive than what they actually look like. Do you not think like the girl's going to be disappointed if she gets the worse version?
We're always disappointed when it comes to guys that filter, but so are guys. Guys are like, how many times have you gone out with somebody who did not look like her photos? And
yeah, of course.
Filters more often.
Yeah. But the difference is that, like I said, with the options, like men don't really have many options online where women have tons. So they're going to be able to be more picky and say, oh, you've deceived me. But most men, they're like, well, it's better than nothing though. So they're probably just going to go with it. You know what I mean? As long as it's not like too much, obviously. But
I see what you're saying. Like, yeah, but I don't think so. I think like Alex is like, let's face edit or whatever, so you can get your foot in the door, because he knows that it really matters when you actually go on the date and stuff. Why? Because social skills. But so it doesn't even really matter at this point. I feel like everybody's kind of lying about what they look like online anyway.
Yeah, I mean that's true, but I don't know. I just like what he tries to sell to the audience. I just can't like vouch for that, because I just, from my experience with women, I just know that they would not be happy with a guy pretending he has like a full hairline when he's like balding, like Alex, you know. But in the pictures, it looks like he has a healthy hairline.
Well, most guys will wear a hat. Like if you want to, like, talk to women and try to get on their level with dating, be like, ask them how many guys wore a hat in all his pictures. They'll always be like, I know, they do it all the time. Like, but it is what it is. Half of the population of men is bald. Another thing I want to bring up is, like, think about all the males in Animal Kingdom. Okay. Lions and the lioness. Who's more attractive? Cardinal, male cardinal. Who's more attractive? Peacock and a female peacock?
The males, right?
Yeah. So, but in Animal Kingdom, what do the females not have?
Genitalia.
No. Think, if I'm compared to a lioness, what advantage do I have? Give you a hint. You can see it right now. Makeup.
Yeah.
But men in any Animal Kingdom have to be the most attractive, and they are. They're more symmetrical. I feel like men are way more attractive than women. We're just comparing it to a done-up woman, and it's not fair. It's not level.
Yeah, I like on my channel we talk about this. I try to educate men to look past the makeup and revealing outfits and see what she'd look like just totally natural. So yeah, I agree with you on that as well.
Yeah, wait until she goes in the shower. We got a lot of things to keep our shit on in a pool. Okay, it's 2024. You gotta get her after a shower.
Yeah, but that's why like I call out a lot of these like dating coaches because they try to show their girlfriend in like these filtered pictures, and I'm like, yeah, we know what she looks like in live streams and when you do videos, and she looks way worse. So why are you
Why?
pretending she's better than what she is?
Why do you think they do that? There's a
Obviously
reason.
because it helps them sell. If they think the guy's getting hot girls, they're like, oh, he probably knows what he's
How,
doing.
how do you think I would feel as, let's say I'm dating Alex, if he put up a photo of me without makeup on?
Um, if
That's
you
gonna
don't
be
like the picture, you wouldn't like it, I guess. Yeah, okay.
wouldn't. We just wouldn't. You know what I mean? Like, unless a girl's like attractive without it on or wears very minimal, if my boyfriend put a real photo of me, let's say I'm always using filters, I would kill him. I would dump his ass because you're now subjecting me to your audience of men that are going to roast and rate me. Fuck you, Alex. Like, you
Well,
know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
that's why he uses the photos the girl is comfortable with. It's not
yep.
about selling you like I got the hottest bitches.
But he does. That's what he says. He says he gets like eights, nines, tens. Same with Indian Pie Man. His business associate.
Who do you think's meaner? Eight, nines, and tens, or four, fives, and sixes?
Well, okay, I know the stereotypical answer is to think the more attractive girls are going to be more like a biatch, but from my experience, it's been kind of 50-50 because sometimes the less attractive girls are like more bitter at life compared to the beautiful girl who's been treated well and is kind to others.
I usually find that the more attractive a woman is actually probably more on the bitter side, but she's still nice. But because women that are beautiful have a completely different upbringing than women that maybe
True.
got hot later.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it's so different. I mean, we've had like women in general. I'll say myself, but I don't think that I'm like the hottest thing to walk the planet, but I've done modeling and shit. So like when it comes to like how you grow up, I mean, I've had older women, older men say how beautiful my hair was. I was a ginger. So, it's like they're just saying it. I don't even think they actually find it pretty. But when you grow up with that, and then you grow up with men of all types coming up to you and trying to hit on you, like your experience is going to have a bigger pool, but they're more shitty men. You know what I
I
mean?
guess that can be a factor, but again, okay, I'm just like, who would you rather be, right? Would you rather be like an average man, or an average woman if you're looking to date? Like, who do you think is going to have a better time?
I mean, if men really understand social skills, knows what I know, I think men. And honestly, I think it would be so fun to make me look like a dude and watch me pick up women. Another thing is like people are like, you can't do that. You're not a man. Okay, well, why is it that we have women becoming lesbian? You know what I mean? It's like because these men don't even try. Lesbians can do better. Let's
Um,
like a way. Let me explain it this way. When it comes to this, is funny actually. The orgasm gap. Okay, women who sleep with heterosexual men orgasm less than 68% of the time. Men who have sex with women have orgasm 98% of the time. When it comes to lesbians, they get each other off 90% to 100% of the time. I've seen both. So is it that women can't orgasm like men have been telling them historically? Or is it because men just don't fucking listen? Because if two girls can do it, why can't the guy? It's not like the girl has a disorder. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing in other areas. A lot of men just don't try. So when you see like the attractive guys who talk about their experience, of course it's going to be better than the other men that don't try.
yeah, I would agree with you. Of course, like a woman understands her anatomy better than a male, so they'll understand the
No,
points to hit. Like,
men just don't try. That's the thing, is men don't try.
Well, I'll just say, like, yeah, a lot of men are confused and perplexed by the female anatomy, but obviously, if you know the right spots, then it's all good. But
Fuck out of me. Okay, I get it. They're scary, but if sex is the most important thing to a guy, that's what they want. You would think that they would try to get them off. Put it this way: how would you feel if every time you had sex, you never ejaculated?
well, honestly, like the way your argument for that, most women don't know really what they're doing either to please a man.
Hell no,
So
we don't know shit because guys don't even tell them. Like when
yeah,
guys talk about starfishes, it always makes me laugh because they don't tell her to move, or some guys who have a huge porn addiction will tell them to keep still. It's one of my biggest pet peeves when guys will joke and be like, she didn't move, she was a starfish. Yeah, either you're raping her hardcore, like, and you don't even realize it, or the girl just doesn't know to do that because guys don't
yeah.
tell. You know, that's a deep and dark truth, baby.
Yeah, no, I mean, I can see where you're coming from. Just from my experience, though, I'm saying the reason why some guys can be confused as well is because, like, some girls I was with, they wanted it like super rough, like, you know, and that was the only way they could get
Why
like
do
turned
you
on.
think they wanted it like that?
Past experiences, I don't know, but
So something that happens to women when they're
yeah,
EPAR'd, I shouldn't say the hard R, when they're EPAR'd is that it's so traumatic that their body does the opposite to protect them. So it will flood with dopamine and they end up getting off and orgasming. And a lot of victims will be like, why did I orgasm when I was being raped? And they get really confused about it. It's because their body's trying to protect them. So when they say, I need you to do this, it's either one of two things. She's trying to do what she thinks men likes, and that's a lot of the time they're trying to be your sexual fantasy. So when guys are like, I want this in bed and they don't look like that, women go nuts, okay? Or two, fucking they were EPAR'd, which is a big proportion of women too. So the only way they can get off is if you try to recreate what happened. A lot of guys I talk to will be like, I have girls that want me to sneak up and pretend I'm EPARing her. And that's why nobody talks about it though.
well, I mean, look, just like I'm saying, anecdotally from my experience, like as in, like I said, some girls like needed it to be like that for them to climax, but then the next girl then would be like, "What are you doing? Like, it's like better the more gentle you are." And I'm like,
Women,
"Oh, really? Okay." And then I have to like modify my game, well, sex game. You know what I mean?
women have been brainwashed to accept a lot of things that men do in order to please them. Women will even lie to themselves and say, I prefer it this way. And I tell women all the time, stop saving a man's ego and stop pretending to like violence in order for him to be able to do that to you. They don't actually like it, I would argue.
I mean, that could be true in some cases. Just from my experience, though, like just what I'm
Yeah.
saying, that when I've tried to just do it normal, like they're not getting the pleasure feeling, and then once I do modify it to do what they're saying, they do climax. Like
Do
you know,
you,
so that's what I'm
here's
saying.
something that I tell guys. Like after you sleep with a woman and you do the did you get off and she says yeah, I highly encourage you to be like I know you're lying and see what she
I
says.
always do. I always
Oh, you
do. Yeah,
do?
yeah, yeah.
You find out are they honest or do they get defensive?
No, a lot of the girls I've been with have been honest, and obviously you can tell when like they're squirting and all that, so you don't need to
Yeah, yeah.
ask in those cases. But yeah, there's every time that I don't see that, I will confirm and say like, oh, I even asked them to rate it. You know, what was the orgasm out of 10?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of times, like guys, though, if you say that you didn't get off, they don't even realize they do it, but they do this thing where they're pouty. So women don't want to deal with a man's negative emotion like that to the point where they lie.
Yeah,
So,
I would say most girls will lie, and like even from experiences, most girls tell me like that. Yeah, you're bigger and better than my last guy, and he didn't know what he was doing. So like it
so,
definitely happens. They lie, like you said. So yeah,
if like women are not orgasming in bed,
yeah.
why would they want to have sex with men? Why would they want to date them? What's the point?
Because there's other aspects. I mean, you know, sex isn't everything,
Right,
but
right. Okay, so if there's other aspects and the sex sucks, what makes you think that women are basing their attraction off of looks? Looks is
because
only useful when it comes to getting laid.
but they also just like to cuddle next to an attractive man and all that too. There's those parts as well, you know.
Do they stare at you? I mean, like maybe all guys look attractive when they're like shutting the fuck up. I'm just
Uh,
kidding.
yeah, come on, like be logical with this. Come on.
Too, though, you know.
No, I hear you. Like, well, come on. I just can't believe that you're literally gonna say most men are attractive. There's no way that you look at the
most
majority
men
of people and think
most
that.
men are average. So it's not even that the one's more attractive or not attractive. It's that most men follow the same pattern of like symmetricalness. It's like they can have
Yeah.
a different race and shit, but it doesn't mean that they're women are rejecting them solely off of looks. I promise you, there is not one woman on this earth who looks at you when you approach her at a club, let's say, who looks at you to determine would I fuck him, yes or no. She's trying to see if you are a threat, who's going to drug her drink. Women are very scared, I promise you.
But like even from my like again anecdotal experience, but like there's been times at the club, like obviously that I can tell, oh, this girl's on me. Like, you know, I'm not doing nothing. I'm not talking to her. She's just has that initial attraction. That's solely looks, right?
No.
No, then what is she? Why is she drawn to me then? Like, what about me is making her do that? She knows nothing about me. I haven't spoke to her.
Are you being a dick? You said you're not talking to her?
Yeah, as in if I'm in the
That's why.
nightclub, I'm saying I can tell like when there's certain
Why?
girls that are eyeing me, you know,
Because you're
because
not giving them attention. You're not saying anything. They want you more. Explain to me how it works. I don't understand. But
well, I'm
it's
not doing it to the other girls, and they're not giving me the same attention. Obviously, like that girl in particular must find me physically desirable to make me stand out, you know,
do you
in
think
a club setting.
women have never been socialized to come on to men, right? Like most men have to approach women. Those are the smaller, like I've always approached men, but most women don't. Like most of
True,
the time
true.
they're waiting. So if they're not all over you, it's probably because either they're scared and they don't know how, or sorry,
It's all right.
or I don't know, it could be a multitude of factors, but it's certainly not because you're ugly. She wouldn't even like my question to you when it comes to looks is you're saying to me that a girl only talks to you if she finds you somewhat fuckable, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't use that term, but yeah, like just desirable physically, that she likes your appearance. Yeah.
Well, like if she liked your appearance, it means you're fuckable. Like
Well,
all the other stuff is different, but women don't think that way.
I don't think they have that primal instinct the way men like to say, like, oh yeah, they're thinking they're getting wet just looking at you. Like, I agree, it's probably not like that, but I just think a girl can look at a guy and say, he's handsome, he's my type, I like his look, but she's not thinking of like,
Ask
you know, having sex, you know? But yeah.
ask to see her exes. Seriously.
Well, yeah, I mean, honestly, I always, if I'm dating a girl, I will ask to see her exes. And like, yeah, a
Yeah.
lot of times if I like when I have dated like models and all that, most of the guys they dated were models. So
Yeah.
it would be correlated.
Oh, most of them did date models?
Yeah.
Oh, really? From my experience, it was not like that.
No? So
Maybe
they
when younger. Hold on. Let me let my dog in. Hold on.
okay, I'll go.
They're crazy. I hear you, baby.
Goodness, wow.
Okay.
Gotta be respectful.
Jesus.
Can't be too blunt.
Hold on.
It's alright. I have no idea how many people are watching this, but in the chat, do you have anything you want me to bring up? Or I mean, like obviously her narrative is blue pilled, like so like obviously I can just go intense, but I don't want to ruin the dynamic because she's being fair with me at the moment anyway, so I want to keep it cordial for now, you know. But yeah, I'm being soft, of course I am, but I'm thinking later we can probably establish more boundaries of like what's accurate and what's not. But so far, I'm just hearing that, you know, if you're an unattractive guy, if you're short, balding, old, disgusting looking, that as long as you're confident in yourself and you know how to speak to a woman, then she's gonna want you. And obviously, that's again selling the dream, like, you know, because it's just not real life, you know. Yeah, I mean, I'm just here just to see where her views line with this, you know, and
Sorry, they
obviously
were like screaming.
you're all
It's,
good, you're all good.
it's like dinner time right now, and I didn't realize that
You're
they don't
okay.
like to eat together. Okay. What were you saying though?
Well, I was just saying, based on my experience, when I have dated like models, they did date other models, you know. But
Do you think it's
I
because you were in the same vicinity?
Yeah, of course that was a factor.
And she
So
deemed you safe because she saw you multiple times?
yeah, that's obviously going to aid my chances. I'm not denying that. But if
Yeah.
she didn't find me attractive, though, I don't think she would have even wanted to talk to
It
me in
sounds
that
like a cope
sense, you
when
know?
I hear guys say this. It
Well,
truly
explain,
does.
elaborate.
Like it's when guys are like, she wouldn't talk to me unless she thought I was attractive or she whatever you said. It's like, yeah, she would. Like she would though. And I don't know, it's like when they're like, you're saying my girlfriend wasn't attracted to me before, she had to be. It's like you're coping. She probably wasn't initially.
Yeah, I do bring that up sometimes that I have like this video where Alex was debating some dating coach, female dating coach, and she said that how she met her fiance was that he was in her gym class, in some small gym class now, right? And she said for 6 months she didn't know who he was until he approached her finally, and then she was like, and she thought he was a stranger. So
She's
like
like,
he know,
she saw
well,
him staring at her all the time and probably thought he was creepy until he approached and made it seem normal. We notice
well,
everything.
that's one narrative, right? They're saying that yeah, obviously she's lying, but another aspect would be the whole thing about men being invisible, like saying based on her story, that would be true. Like she literally says that she thought he was a guy working there. She's like, "Who are you?" And he was like, "Oh, I'm in your class, like 6 months." And she was like, "Oh, I didn't know." And then they got talking, and it worked out for them. But
Why do you think a woman would say, I didn't notice him? What would it make her look like if she did?
uh, I
Creepy?
I don't think so, because I think if you're in a gym class, you should like, yeah, this guy, I know him from my class. What's wrong with just admitting that, you know?
There, yeah, that'd be great if women did that. Sorry, my dogs are being so annoying right
You're
now.
fine, you're
That'd
fine.
be great if they would admit that, but they know it would deem them creepy. Because women know on a like, if you actually bring it up to them, they know that they deem you safe, yes or no. So they apply that in a lot of other ways. That's like how like men get boners. Like ours is, are you safe, yes or no? So when people are asking, did you see him before? If she said, I noticed him 6 months ago and I thought he was attractive or I was just staring at him during, like, she would look creepy. And she would be like, women don't want to look creepy because they know that if they saw a guy that was creepy to them, they would reject them. The same thing.
I mean, okay, but just based on that story I gave you, like what I took from that was that obviously that guy was not physically attractive to her, and that's why she didn't
Mm,
notice him for 6 months, where he noticed her from day one and was waiting and building up the confidence to finally approach her. But then when he did, like I said, she was like,
mhm,
"Oh, do you work here? Who are you?" And he was like, "Oh, I'm in your class." For me, that was like, again,
mhm.
unless she's lying, but I just don't see the point of her, because why could she just not say like that? Yeah, I mean, I saw him in my class, but I didn't know who he was besides that. Like, why would you humiliate him like that publicly?
Did she? She didn't. It didn't sound like she was humiliating him. It sounded like she was doing the opposite.
But if a girl said that about me, I would think like, wow, I was so like not interesting in any aspect, that I was basically invisible to this person that I'm going to get married to. Like, I would think that the girl I'm going to marry probably would
Mhm.
notice me after 6 months in the class together, you know?
I mean, maybe. I mean, yeah, she's going to notice you because it's like close proximity. I thought you meant like in the gym in general.
Oh no,
You're
no. So
saying,
I said in a small like class gym setting like that.
yeah, there, women will see who's like the more confident one in the room. Like we can pick up on it in like 5 seconds, honestly, when you have everybody in a small room. And so he was probably really outgoing. And she was like, huh. And she would see him talk over time. But I'm telling you, it's not, it has nothing to do with necessarily height. It could be, or height or looks. It could be, like he seems to be like my other exes, and therefore she thinks it's like instant attraction. But it's not attraction until she talks with him and
Well,
sees if he can banter. That's chemistry. It's not what they look like.
okay, well, like my argument in the video I made was basically saying like if a prime works, that I guarantee she would notice him from day one. You know what I mean?
You cut out. What did you say? What was the second word?
Oh, sorry. I was saying my point of the video was I said, imagine if a prime Brad Pitt walked into the class, I guarantee she's going to notice him from day one, you know?
Have you seen Brad Pitts walking around?
Yeah, but that's my
honestly.
point. I'm saying
But,
that the
but my
reason he
point
was
is
invisible is because of his
they
looks, is what I'm
don't
saying.
exist though. It doesn't exist. It's Hollywood.
Okay, but my point is about looks though. I'm saying like if
Yeah.
his looks were on that level, that girl is gonna notice that guy in a small gym class for 6 months. But like
I'm
her husband, her fiance at the time anyway, he wasn't noticeable after 6 months, and that's because obviously she thought like there was nothing remarkable to stand out, you know?
yeah. So you're asking me if they saw a Brad Pitt, like yes or no. Sure, but I'm telling you, they don't exist. Not in like the real world. They do in Hollywood and on Instagram, but they don't in real life. So, and you can tell that this is a thing because let's say there is a good looking guy like Matt Rife. He gained popularity because he was funny and he was a pretty boy. So it's like in that regard, yeah, because most comedians aren't necessarily attractive, right? So it's like you have this young guy. I'm sure that played a role into it, but it's not the sole purpose. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I understand what you're saying, but like my example, I know I'm using an extreme because you're saying most people don't look like
Yeah,
that,
you're
but
testing my hypotheticals. That's fine.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Well, I don't know. I just, as a woman though, I just,
I mean, you
are
can
you?
keep it common
Yeah,
for men to tell me what I look for. So it's okay. Y'all do this
yeah,
all the time. It's like women do it to men. But I'm telling you, men have it very skewed, just like women thinking men want strong, independent women.
yeah, yeah. I mean, honestly, Torsha, I think did you speak with that base Flopical guy? Do you know who that is, or
Who?
you know, that guy who wears the hat all the time, base Flopical, or well,
No.
Oracle? I
Oh, based Oracle. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, his name's Flopical now, but yeah, anyway. So basically, he would tell me that I shouldn't be having this conversation with you because you're a woman, and like, oh, you thought a woman could be logical? Like, what's wrong with you? Are you stupid? Like, you know?
Coming from a very emotional male, that's bold. But aside from that, yeah. How many times do you think I've heard never take advice from the fish on how to catch a fish?
Yeah, I can't stand that analogy. Yeah, yeah.
And my question is, I thought you guys were doing bad. Maybe you should listen to a woman.
Yeah, I don't like when
Woman
they
that
use
knows
that trash. Yeah, well,
space too. You know what I mean? Like really knows it.
yeah, yeah, exactly. That's my point. That's why when I spoke to him, I said I treat women like as a human being. So I'm not gonna say I can't have a conversation about a logical, you know, trying to see where her views line just because she's a woman. So
Yeah.
yeah, there's women that can give good advice and they can give bad advice just like men. So that's
Yeah.
why I'm willing to have these conversations with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like a lot of girls I'll see that are just dating coaches will be like, be confident. But in this day and age, nobody knows what that means. Okay. What the fuck does be confident mean? And I'm telling you, I tell men it has to do with creepiness. And this is what creepy really is. Guys approach like this, that's gonna make you look weird. Know your surroundings. Shit like that is more effective.
Yeah.
You men need sort of like a formula because they're very logical. They like A plus B equals AB. Okay. And right now, most women will be like, we like kind of like C and like we like D sometimes. And you're like, well, what the fuck, bitch? I'm telling you, A plus B equals A plus B or whatever.
Yeah, obviously, look, what I said there, the chat is going against me because I'm siding with the girls here. But look, I'm saying there is a
Okay.
possibility that a girl can give good advice. Like, what's wrong with saying that? Of course.
And honestly, listen to my advice and then listen to some of the dating coaches and you'll see things in it. You'll see what I'm saying in it, but because they're men, they don't pick up on it in the same way women do. I don't know. You'll notice it though, because it's not like I'm saying anything that's that far out.
Okay, well, let me ask you so, like, if I have this guy who's like unattractive, he's short, and he's struggling right now, you're saying that you can turn him around and say, oh, you can get all the best looking girls in the world if you take my advice.
Tell him to come on my stream every day for a month.
Okay, and what? He's just gonna say, okay, I'm worked on my social skills, I'm confident now, I'm approaching girls, but nothing's changed. Are you saying that's not a possibility?
No, I'm telling you right now, it will change. Number one. And two, because men don't want to have friends with women. That fucks them up too. I hate when guys say that. You need to talk to women. You need female friends. Like, stop being so entitled. Like, she's not going to fuck me. Like, no, dude, you need to learn how to talk to them. These men, if they were on stream with me and I was able to shit test them, like, everybody knows I'm a very big shit tester. Like, if you want to get good at game with bitchy women, I'm your girl. Like, that's why Alex has me on, because I'm the queen of shit testing. If I ruffle these guys up a bit and get them comfortable with all that shit, they will have better success.
Well, like I would agree that if you have female friends, it will enhance your chances. Like I've literally I used to have a friend group that was all women, so I used to go to the nightclub with them, and I would obviously have a much easier time because of
Yeah.
that. So that's good advice. But the point is, most men aren't in that situation because they
Yeah.
find it hard to even have girls that want to be friends with them. So
Why do you think that is?
I mean, it can be a multitude of reasons, but most likely they just never had that opportunity with their upbringing to
Why is that?
become close with a girl. Because most guys would go to a all boys school or something. Like where I'm from, anyway, that's common.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, let's say let's say that's true everywhere. So, of course, yeah, they have to be in the vicinity of them. So where would
Yeah.
men go? Where
That's
could
the
they
point.
go
That's
to?
why, well, you would say go to social groups that of interest that you have, and you might meet someone, I guess. But
They could go anywhere, technically. One of the best things I tell men is, if you really want to meet women and you're scared of rejection, which most men are, is volunteer groups, but specifically try to go in the ones where they have girls that fly to the US to go to college that don't speak the language that well. Let me know how it goes.
I mean, I'll
Tutor
keep that in
them.
mind. But yeah, I think we
It's
got
a
we got
good.
a whole we got a hole in the chat. I think unfortunately, but I'll try to ignore it. So yeah, honestly, look, I've lived in like multiple countries, so I went to places where I didn't have any friends or anything, so I had to
Yeah.
meet new people. So I used to go to like these meetup groups and all that. And
Oh, nice. MGTOW does that in my chat.
oh yeah, okay.
He
Well,
like runs.
oh okay, yeah. Well, from my experience with that, like it just reinforces everything I'm saying to you, though. It's just from what I saw, like just these guys are hopeless. Like just
You
guys
have.
trying every single thing to get a girl's affection and just rejection for the whole night. And I'm just like sitting there, and then they're watching me have better outcomes, and they're just saying, well, clearly it's because you're more attractive than me, but
It takes a certain type of individual to do what we're doing right now. So you're probably more extroverted. Even if you think you're introverted, it's very, like, to get online to talk to people, you have more extroversion than other people. So it's already skewed for them to compare you. It's like, of course, but why do you think I recommend guys to volunteer by tutoring people that don't speak the language? Like, what's the purpose of that? So, like, oh, that forces a woman who doesn't speak English to be with this English man? Like, no. It's because you both have the same anxiety. You both are nervous, right? She doesn't know anyone here, obviously. Otherwise, she would be with that person to learn the language, right? And then he's also going to be nervous, but you also have a shared goal, trying to be able to communicate. It's going to be awkward. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. But I mean, okay, I'm trying to think of a way to get onto your philosophy of how you would fix these problems. So, okay, there's some people who watch my channel that are saying that they have to pay girls because they can't get a girl's genuine affection. So, you're literally saying, sorry, say that again?
How's their experience with that
Well,
overall? Aside from they prefer to have like genuine desire, I get that, but what's like, has it helped them being able to pay for it? I don't judge. I'm
no, I
not like
mean,
we should legalize
they
that shit.
they accept their reality, but they would obviously rather have authentic desire from women. But yeah, so it's just like a cope, as they would say, like just get on with life and just accept for what it is, but
There's always a solution to a problem. Always.
okay, so like if I had a guy in my chat who's like Danny DeVito, like you seriously think like, man,
Always
I
give
could
me this fucking and say, I would fuck Danny DeVito 100%. I would hope
no
it
you
happens in my
come on,
lifetime. Are
really?
you joking? Danny DeVito? He's funny as fuck.
He's like 4'11. Like what are you talking about? Come on.
That's okay. I like the short kings. Bring him.
Yeah, but he's also like fat and hideous facially,
Or not.
balding, and
So
but like okay, right? I have encountered some women who kind of talk like you. Like again, I find it hard to believe, but sometimes the girl is like the more unattractive the guy is, it's like almost like a challenge, like, oh yeah, I'll take him, like, I don't care. So,
and women are very insecure. Like, just we've kind of always been stared at, even ugly girls. Like, you're always kind of like apprehensive. So when you have a guy that's more unattractive than you, it's almost like a security thing. That's another thing that I forgot to add. So it's not that they're hard to get, they're easy, but most men are easy if you
oh
look at
yeah,
it.
of course, yeah, I
Yeah.
agree with that.
Yeah.
But like, okay, if you're what you're saying is true, right? Then someone like who you think, sorry, someone like Alex, who you think has good like social skills and all that, he should be able to go out there and get the hottest women on the planet, right?
I, I mean, I don't know his social skills like off camera. I know his asshole front, but like, I mean, I think Alex is very friendly. I hated him at first. We used to fight, but like off camera, yeah, he's dope. I've only texted him, but like, yeah, he probably could.
So you would say he can go out in Miami and pick up the best looking women in the area, like yeah?
Well, define best looking.
Well, like elite girls at the elite level in that vicinity, like yeah.
Escorts? We're in Miami, right?
Um,
Honestly, like, let's keep it
okay, the
on.
girls who are not escorts, okay, just the most attractive girls that are actually
Most of them
available.
are. No? Just kidding.
Well,
I
some
feel like
places I've been, yeah, but okay, yeah, but my point is obviously that you would deem
if
him to have good social skills, so he should, like you said, be able to pick up the women
if
that he deems most attractive. But then his girlfriend is like highly unattractive, which counteracts my argument.
well, do you think that guys date girls that they solely find hot,
That's a
or she have to
important.
have
Well,
something else?
I feel like okay, it's an excuse like when that happens because they would rather date a girl who's attractive with those qualities as well. So yeah.
Yeah, so she probably offers him something else. People don't just date out of looks. If they do, they're probably narcissists, and therefore they should date each other. Fuck them. Like they don't even matter. Like most people have to find like, is she kind to him? Is she does she help him with his work? Is she not a headache? Like to say that a guy only goes for that, and I say that a lot too, but like if I'm being honest, men have to like you. Like they have to find you interesting. They some guys will date you if you're dumb as rocks, but like not usually. They need you to be able to banter with them. Shit.
Look, I just believe what the saying is with the red pill. I don't agree with the red pill, obviously, but the whole thing of men date what they can, like I do believe that's true. So if the girl's attractive and she's like a biatch, a lot of guys are gonna put up, like honestly.
A lot of people have a misunderstanding of red pill. So, when you say red pill, do you mean like White Claw Power Hour on Fresh and Fit, or do you mean like No More Mr. Nice Guy, Dr. Glover, who teaches you to have boundaries? Because I find that most guys refer to the Fresh and Fit, hold her accountable, drama shit, and that's not red pill. It isn't.
Well, yeah, like obviously I don't support the red pill or the people who advocate like Myron Gaines and all that, but I'm just saying like some of those statements they make, like that one I presented to you, like I do think that's true. I exclude that, like yeah, most guys they're willing to just take what comes their way because they're in that position
Well,
where, like
men
I
are
said, you don't have as
different.
many options. Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
men
So,
need boundaries and standards, and that's what the red pill teaches you.
but you can't have
They
boundaries and
do.
standards if you have no options, though. That's my point.
You're desperate.
But most men are
You're
desperate.
literally men need to shred, I don't know a better word, get rid of this framework of seeking validation from women. And I know right away, if you hear like feminists say that shit, it's like, ah, here we go. But I genuinely mean it when I say guys have grown up, most of them, to seek external validation. And when I tell them they need to develop self love, it's like I'm speaking another language because they don't have the framework to do that. You're like trying to put a Y into X. It doesn't make sense. And you need to shred that external validation framework. And red pill's going to teach you that. a lot of not evolutionary psychology, but like Dr. Glover, No More and Mr. Nice Guy teaches you that. That's mainly the red pill. It's getting rid of these constructs that feminism taught you to develop over 40 years that don't serve you. So,
I mean, okay, I'll take what you said there, but I'll give you just one example. Like,
when I say that men shouldn't seek validation, what I'm saying is you need to stop focusing on your lack of options and level the fuck up for your own self so that you can find purpose in other things that fulfill you. Yeah, women will come, but it shouldn't be your sole focus. And I know that's fucking easy for me to say, one, as a woman, and two, as never having a dick and testosterone. I get it. But like, that, to me, that's why most men don't level up. It takes a very specific type of guy to transcend, honestly, in a spiritual way. I know it's like chick crack and here we go, horoscopes and shit, but the men that have the most success with women are the guys that have learned to murder their ego. Most guys can't do that. If you can get there, your life will literally be better, especially your friendships, your sex, your ability for other things. But right now, men have a nihilistic doomer mindset. They think that the black pill looks maxing is truth. It's one of the biggest cult speak I've ever heard in the space. They've convinced men that what they're talking about is true. And my big thing with Wheat Waffles was I was proving how nothing he said was based on anything other than his fucking opinion. So it's not true.
That's why I don't like to use the anecdotal things, but that's why I was trying to correlate them to like the broad spectrum of what we were talking about.
But like 80% of men are unattractive. That doesn't tell you shit because women message differently. Like they're looking at something, calling it truth, and attaching other things to it. And it's not how you do shit.
Okay, yeah, but like if I'm out with a girl and I ask her to point out the amount of people that she thinks, yeah, that was a good-looking guy, you're probably not going to say anything.
Like Tinder is asking her to rate guys, so Tinder asks women by showing different dudes to swipe right? That's not how women mate. So they're already giving them a non-natural way of picking up men. So when you say that I'm going to go up to women and ask who the most attractive men is, you're not any different than what Tinder's doing. Okay? She'll answer it, but it's not how her behavior is. You can ask women a bunch of things and they'll give you every type of answer you can think of, depending on if they want to be different that day. You need to start going off of behavior, not what they say. Unfortunately.
But the behavior is that most of them are drawn to the more attractive guy, right?
That's how you view it, because you have a dick. But men need to develop empathy and see it from a female perspective, because I guarantee you that the attractive guy, because of more experience due to pretty privilege with teachers, with anything in their life, they had more experience to develop a persona that is not creepy. Most men are creepy. It just is.
So let's say like in a film, right? So the good-looking guy and he has an unattractive friend, and that's the narrative of the film. Let's say switch role in the sense of the unattractive guy was the popular guy and the good-looking guy was the loser guy. Do you think the girls would be like going crazy for the unattractive guy?
It's a movie.
Yeah, but it's an example though, because like obviously women find celebrity crushes attractive who are deemed attractive normally. So I'm trying to say, if they swap the roles to make the unattractive guy the lead and the hero, do you think girls would be going crazy for the unattractive guy, or do you think they'd be like, oh, I actually prefer the loser guy who was the better looking guy? Do you know what I mean?
Okay, I see what you're saying. Oh my God, I can hear my dog. I'll say this. When we talk about women's fantasies and fiction, what do they describe in the books? Let's take Christian Grey for an example. He's rich, he's good looking, he's into this BDSM shit. It's fantasy and it's fiction, and they know that. It's not truth. And that's what draws them to it, but it doesn't happen in real life. It's fiction. They're werewolves, for God's sakes, and vampires in other contexts. Like that's our fiction.
I understand, but like a girl having a crush on a celebrity, that is real. Like, because she's like, I like the way this guy looks, you know?
Great. And that's the same for a schizophrenic who has a delusion that they're married to a celebrity. What's your point? It doesn't do shit.
But it's about attraction, like what's attracting them to that person. Do you know what I mean?
Probably their personality.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, but that's why I said if the unattractive guy switched the role with the hero in the film, do you think girls would be going crazy for him or not?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, you made fun of me for liking Seth Rogen. Hold on, let me let my talk in.
Okay, it's all right. Well, like obviously my narrative is saying like if what she's saying is true, then if Danny DeVito was, you know, the popular guy in high school in a film like that, girls would be going crazy for him because he's depicted as the popular guy, and then the good-looking guy who's the loser, the girls shouldn't be attracted to him if it's, you know, nothing to do with looks, right? So I'm curious to see what her response is to that. But yeah. But damn, yeah, we got a hoe in the chat. I see. Damn.
Two Dalmatians, so it's literally chaos. Sorry.
Oh, that's cool. Not this typical
Please
dog
don't
breed.
talk about anybody negatively, though. I don't like that. I caught what you said. Don't do that.
Oh, there's a bit of history there. I think you'd find it justifiable if you knew the context, but I'll respect your wishes. It's all right. Okay, so please give me the answer to that. So you do believe that if we took role reversal of a popular film where the unattractive guy is now depicted as the popular hero, you think that the girls would give the same amount of like attention to him compared to the now unattractive guy? Like you're saying, it would totally reverse, right? Yes or no?
Do you think women are a hive mind? Honestly. Do you think women do the same shit, kind of?
I guess that's an important aspect to
Are we easily
outline.
brainwashed? Gantstar? Like, yes, you could manipulate women to be attracted to the guy because the fucking script is going to make him more attractive. They're going to have the lead role.
Yeah, I'm saying I do believe that there will be a niche market of girls that will be into that guy, but I still think the good-looking guy who's now the loser, I still think more girls are going to still prefer him. You know what I mean?
No.
So you would fundamentally disagree with that logic. Let's say if Chris Hemsworth is the jock in the high school film, and then Danny DeVito, let's say he was younger but he looked the same, he was the loser kid, but they swapped roles, and now that Danny DeVito was the popular jock, you think that girls would be like going crazy for him?
Yeah. Just
Really?
like you took an ugly guy. Here, I'll give you this context. Let's say you have the more attractive guy. You put him in the, let's say you took him out of the band. Not in it, but now you put an ugly guy in the band. Women, and let's say he's just whatever. He's off, I don't know, put him somewhere in the room. Women want the guy that is the lead because he's more confident.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter about what he looks like. They want the lead, right?
Well, that could be one aspect, but normally the lead is good looking too, though, and that's another aspect.
Not. Please, any girl right now that has dated the lead in a band, we already know that they're not the most attractive. The drummer is always really attractive, but we don't date him. You know?
Like I understand. Look, I'm saying there is a niche market of girls that can be into a guy who's not conventionally good looking, but he's like talented and successful. But I'm just using my scenario, and I'm saying that Chris Hemsworth is now the loser guy. He's still gonna have a load of girls that want him, even though, like you said, they shouldn't want him because he's not characterized as popular or successful. They should say, "Oh, he's a loser. Why would we be into him?" But they still would because he's attractive.
I don't believe that looks trump social skills or game.
So you think in that scenario, Danny DeVito would be more popular with the girls than Chris Hemsworth?
The younger Danny DeVito.
Yeah, but he looks the same looks level as he currently, as in he's just balding, short, overweight, and all that.
Want to date men that are in their 70s, however old he is.
No, but okay. That's why I said if he was younger, but let's just say he's like short, bald, and fat.
I mean, yeah, yes.
So you think he would beat Chris Hemsworth in his prime, like as a jock in the school, but Chris Hemsworth is somehow the loser in the school? You think Danny DeVito being popular, girls be like, oh, well, I like the hero, not the loser.
Movie.
Sorry, say again?
We're talking about a movie.
I know, but I have to use an extreme example because
You
what you're
gotta use
saying
a
is quite extreme also.
you
So,
if you want to do a hypothetical right now, you need to use reality because it's a false dichotomy right now.
but this is why, because I can't use a realistic example because you're just gonna
Because
say
you
like
know
that
that
it's
I
social
would be
skills,
right.
so that's why I'm trying to get something that's out there to try to see your logic. If you be
Find it.
consistent.
You can find. I'm very
No,
consistent.
you are. I'll give that to you, but I can't fundamentally think that you're being logical when you say that. You think that Danny DeVito is going to beat Chris Hemsworth just because he's suddenly depicted as the hero character.
I mean, I'm not going to answer a movie. If you want to give me a hypothetical with these extremes in real life, I will happily answer. But we're going on the same thing, and I'm telling you, it's not appropriate. It's
Okay,
not.
fine. Okay, fine. We'll move on. Okay, how about the whole thing with Jerry Mixo? Like, mugshots get released all the time. Why were the girls drawn to his one in particular?
The guy with the blue eyes or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah.
So they thought the guy was attractive. How many girls did he pull?
I mean, he got like nearly $100,000 sent to him by those girls. Like, so he could have easily had a ton of girls
But
that
so
wanted to
did
sleep with
Ted
him.
Bundy. Okay, what's your point? So did
Well,
Jeffrey Dahmer. Okay, Ted Bundy. He's probably attractive, right? Jeffrey Dahmer had people sending him love notes. Gypsy Rose had this girl, but like she had people. Like it's like a mental disorder, but people do fall in love with people who do bad shit.
but not to the extent of what he got. Is what I'm saying. Like, that's why we use him
The
as the
the
example.
only thing that I feel like is valid is he got a modeling contract, but that is a job based on your looks.
Yeah, but that's also why that scenario happened for him because of his looks, and that's why he
But
was able to
how,
get a modeling
but,
contract
but
after.
if his looks did anything for a relationship, he would have gotten laid, right? But guess what? He didn't. Why? Because he's fucking in prison. So it's not a good example either. Give me another one.
Wait. I think this is a very good example.
I
Wait,
don't think
like,
it is because how would you know based on like if they called him all the time? Is that what you're gonna like? I don't want to hear guys not getting laid if that's what you want to use as your hypothetical because guys being
well,
sexless would be irrelevant.
what if the girls are like sending him naked pictures of them, like saying, "When you get out, please come and make love to me." Like, I think he can
Yeah.
make that a reality. Like, yeah.
Getting out?
Well, he is out. Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. I don't know what he did.
yeah, he's out, and then he married some like rich multimillionaire woman, and yeah, so he's
Yeah,
living
they
the life.
always do. The convicts always look for a sugar mama. Isn't that funny?
Yeah, exactly. But my point is, again, I'm saying mugshots get released every day, but the point is his one stood out just because he was fundamentally attractive compared to the
And
other ones who
only
weren't, and that's why girls were drawn to it.
he married one woman.
Yeah,
What's
but
his
he's
success? How would you deem him successful just because he got a relationship? Or
because
like,
of
I
the
would think if
attention he
he's
got
fucking
from
all these
women.
women that message him, that would follow your logic.
But that's because he couldn't because there was too many. Like, he had too many options
You
when he
think
got
that's why?
out.
Or do you think maybe because they're insane? You think men want to put their dick in crazy? I know they do it sometimes,
If
but
she's
not that.
attractive, yeah. If
But,
she's
but,
attractive, she will.
but do you think those women are attractive? Genuinely.
Yeah, isn't well. I think he probably has high standards, right? And
You
he was
ever
saying a
watch?
lot of those girls were very attractive women. He said, yeah.
Yeah, he has an incentive to say that, doesn't he?
But like, I just think out of the sheer amount that was there, I'm sure there was a demographic of those girls that were attractive. So yeah, I would
Sure,
probably
maybe
think
there are.
he's.
They're still nuts.
But men are still gonna do it. Like, they don't care.
If
So
girls are nuts, what's at stake for them if they date them and maybe they break up with them? You think the
well,
girls can take it that well? Men don't necessarily get involved with crazy women. I feel like it's a very shallow thing to assume that they would. I think it's like it's like a gender stereotype we put on men. Like men are not these like sex craved human beings. Sure, maybe when they're 19, but like it's not it's like making men seem incapable of a lot of shit. Like I feel like we need to hold them to a better standard. Men in the chat right now, would you put your dick in a girl that was into the fact that you murdered somebody?
Yeah, if she's very attractive, they're gonna say yeah. Of course, men aren't that picky when it comes
A
to things like that.
crazy bitch.
Yeah, like you think men are gonna reject like a prime Megan Fox just because she's a bit crazy? Like, if they think it's an easy job, like yo, she's putting on a play for them.
I don't know.
They're not gonna reject her. Like, come on.
A girl that's in love with a guy that murdered. Maybe, sure. I'll concede to that. And what? Like, okay.
Well,
Was
yeah.
it
I mean, okay. I'm just saying that based on what we were speaking about. Yes,
here's
I
my
think.
here, I'll
Okay,
ask you.
sorry. Go on. Okay, go on.
Let's say his photo never came out. Okay. We
Yeah,
didn't see a mugshot. Do you think the girls would still be after him? Yes or no?
I think if he was on a dating app, I think he would do
No,
decent.
no
I don't think
photo.
he would do ads well.
Let's say
Oh, sorry.
mugshots didn't exist. Okay. Do you think
Well,
they'd mail them?
probably
You know?
not if they don't know
Oh,
what he looks
come
like.
on.
No, they have to know what he looks like. They're not just going to be texting around and go, "Oh, I don't know what you look like, but I like what you did as your crime. I'm attracted to what you
Who do
did."
you think started pen pals?
Um, okay, I guess that's a decent thing to bring up. I don't know the answer, but yeah, go on.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either, but
I mean,
I still think that the philosophy of pen pals though is like you probably think you're talking to an attractive person on the other end, you know?
do you think women fall in love more with what you say to them? Okay, can you get a woman into bed based on what you say more or less than what you look like? Like, let's say you were mute and you were really hot. You were Chris Hemsworth, but you weren't famous. Okay, no one knows who you are. Who do you
Yeah.
think will have better success, Suave or Chris?
Well, Suave if he's not like that bad
Smooth.
looking or if
He
he's
knows how to
hideous.
talk. But I don't average.
Well,
You know
I
that looks don't matter to the extent that you think they do.
no, I still think if a
You
mute
tell me what
like
I find fuckable because it's gay. It's gay for you to tell me what I find fuckable. You know what I mean? And no offense, I'm LGBTQ friendly, but like it's bold of men to tell me what I would want. It's the same as girls on Fresh and Fit telling Myron that men like strong and independent women who are educated with a master's. It's the same shit. No
do you
matter
not
how many
think
times I say that women don't go for that shit, I still have people telling me, no, that's not true. It's like, okay, dude, you're the one that has less success. Like, where's the proof? There is none. You
do you
could
not
say that this is why, but it's how he treats her.
do you not think that maybe you just have a unique perspective or
Maybe I'm projecting, but I don't know. A lot of girls look
yeah.
at me.
I mean, like
I
honestly,
think there's women that would fuck dudes that are good looking, sure, but that doesn't. And what?
well, because
can't
my
cheat
issue
her.
is that like most of these guys, it's not even about like sex. It's that they can't even get like a date or any interest in the slightest. So I'm not even talking about that. Like, you know
They
what I mean?
suck at talking. They do.
Well, they don't all like. It's my point. You think like every guy who's struggling is just they just don't know how to talk. Like, are you
I
not
mean,
saying some guys are probably just not attractive as well, and that could be a
here,
fact as well?
let's bring up our conversation. I think
Okay.
this will be a good example because you're normal. You know what I mean?
Some people
But
would argue, but
but
all
even
good.
you could have like work. So you're like, hey Torsha, some people asked me to debate you about blah blah blah. Do you want to do a stream this week? Yeah. So we agreed to do it. I won't read all of it, but it's like,
Well, you
uh,
can. It's up to you. But
yeah. You're like, all right, let's go. I don't know anything about you, so let's go in raw and just have a conversation. If you can do a couple hours or later now, it should be fine. I guess it would be about your philosophies on the dating market and the issues men are facing in attracting women. And I would be using black pill as my logic for complications men face. Great, that's fine. I'm like, in an hour or two, send me your logo high resolution photo. You're like, I'll just come on yours. No need to dual stream. Wait, when did I say the dual stream? Before that, I did. I was like, do you want a dual stream? My email is blah, blah, blah. And you're like, I'll come on yours. No need to dual stream. Okay, let's break that apart. And I hate to do it this way, but I'm just going to like, just follow me.
okay.
I have whatever, 10,000 plus subscribers, not that many. You have 2.21. Just in an etiquette standpoint, like social skill wise, it's very bold of you to ask to come on my stream and then not dual stream. Because what benefit do I have? What would make me want to talk to you? You know what I mean? Like if you look at it just on that way, and I get dudes that do that all the time. I'll talk to you, but like a lot of people won't respond to that because you're not offering a beneficial thing to me. And you're just like, I don't know how to use it. And that's fine. And that probably is the reason. But I don't know that. It seems like you're trying to use me for my audience. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
social skills. That's social awareness, right?
Okay, but how about like the explanation I gave after that message? If you can
Oh,
read it if you want. I
yeah,
mean,
no, like I get that. But I'm just saying, like, a lot of people necessarily wouldn't respond, right? Or it's just in general, like there's things people can improve on. Even the guys that are good at talking, even the guys that have experience like you. Like there's always room for improvement, and I feel like men really lack with the awareness. If you tell men or if you ask men, what do you think women are scared of? They can't even answer it. What do you think women don't like about men? They can't answer it because although they've heard women complaining, they don't give a fuck. They've never thought about it. If another thing, I'll ask guys, I'll say things like, what do you call it? Women don't want to have babies anymore because men do not help out. And men will be like, what are you talking about? We help out. And it's like, you don't though. Women are doing all the house care and she's also working. And he'll say something like, yeah, but I bring home a paycheck. And she would have been doing that stuff if I was here or not there. So what's the point? They cannot empathize with a woman doing both types of work because they don't care. They don't think about it. And it translates. Men have a very big sense of entitlement and it shows up in a lot of areas. I know they'll say this shit about women, but they're projecting most of the time. Because when you go based off of a woman saying, I'm a 10, like she's on camera. Like they'll say that's entitlement though. Men have so much entitlement that they are too entitled to even fathom that women are having a bad time in dating. It's bold.
look, from what you're saying, okay, I will concede that there is, like I said, a niche amount of girls or a demographic that
Mhm.
are into like just strange things. Even from my experience, there's girls that have very strange fetishes and all that. So if you're even willing to like, be cool with that, that
Mhm.
definitely will give you an advantage. So like I can see how you can view it the way you're saying and all that, but I still just don't think it's like the general consensus of girls is gonna think the way that you're
I think,
saying,
I think the general consensus is that women are not a monolith. Monolith. I can never say the word. Women are not all the same, and men are not all
Yeah,
the
okay.
same. We try to
Yeah.
act like they are, but most people like very different things in people. There's some of the same shit, but when it comes down to it, women and men ending up together has more to do with how they make, or at least how he makes her feel and the connection they have, and less about looks. That's all I'm getting at. And most
Yeah.
people will like go against their type and look
I will
over
say,
flags.
like, obviously, I just believe like looks are objective in the sense of you would say yourself for modeling, right? You know when a attractive person comes in and when an unattractive person comes in. Like that's basic common sense, right?
I mean, if like if we're talking objectively, I've
Yeah,
seen in
objective.
black pill spaces a small upturned nose, blue eyes, big lips, and blonde hair is the most attractive woman. That's why I've seen dark hair too with the Megan Fox thing. I don't have any of those things, and I've had great experiences with men in dating. So it's like that already, even though it's anecdotal, that already disproves your point. Like
But
people don't
wait,
need most people, if as long as they're healthy, they're symmetrical. Like
hold on. So because you have had positive outcomes with your dating life, but
mhm.
doesn't that just factor in the sense that I'm saying about men just not having much options? So of course they're going to date someone like you, right?
Well, no, that's a separate thing. I'm the chooser, aren't I?
Are you?
I mean, men are desperate. They'll date anything,
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah. Sorry, that's true. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So it doesn't matter, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but the men you're choosing, I mean, if they had the option to date like a Prime Brooke Shields, I don't think they'd be going with you. Do you know what I mean?
Sure, that's probably right. It's probably who's better looking. But again, that's you guys. That's not women.
Oh
right?
yeah, I was just saying for your experience to say, oh well, how was I successful? But I'm saying obviously that's down to, like I said, men having lack of options, right? So
So no, that's not though, because women are the choosers. That's a different experience. They're adversarial to each other. It's not an equivalent.
yeah, but again, this the logic is like I said, just it's
Unless
down to
men
the
were the
choices those men have, you know.
but unless men are the sole choosers, it's not the same.
Well, if you go up to a guy who's struggling, like obviously he's gonna think he hit the lottery, like you know. So of course he's gonna want you. Do you know what I mean?
No, I don't understand. What do you mean?
If a man is like struggling with the dating market and then you go up and show him interest, like isn't he gonna totally take that and think he's won the lottery? Do you know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, that's how most guys feel when they land a woman because most of them are
Yeah.
average.
So why would you have a hard time then if you
I mean,
were trying to date?
what do you hear on the internet? Most women don't like men, right?
Yeah, but the ones that you're choosing are the ones that you like. But I'm saying, why would you be surprised that
Most men are not great. It's not they're picking wrong. It's that most men are not great.
that's true? But I'm just saying in your analogy about your situation, I'm saying you're choosing a guy that you deem worthy. So yeah, I don't.
Worthy? Jesus. Don't use that language. All human beings have worth. I don't like that.
Well,
Worthy. Oh
not for
God.
dating though. Not every man is worthy of dating you. You know that. Come on.
Nobody deserves anything in this life. It's not a guarantee, but everybody has fundamental worth as humans.
Wow. I mean, that's an interesting take. Again, it seems kind of blue pill, like, oh, it's, respect others
Oh,
and
well, I
just be a
guess I'm
nice
blue
person,
pill. Who gives a fuck?
confidence.
Who gives a fuck? You can call me whatever you want. I know I'm speaking the truth.
Well, I'm not using that as an insult or anything.
I
I'm just
know.
saying.
I'm not taking offense to it, but my point is people are going to say a bunch of things about you. Oh, that's this and that's that. Oh, well, I have the balls to get on the internet and spew it, right? So
Yeah,
men,
I'll
men,
give you that.
men have the choice to either listen to what you're saying or listen to what I'm saying. Maybe I'm all chick crack and what I'm saying is not the truth, but just remember to the men that are watching, I have zero incentive to lie to you. Men have incentive to lie to you to make money off of you. So that's really
Okay, well, even if I use my own kind of situation, I can say that I find it pretty hard to date someone who I think is kind of on my looks level, but I have a much easier time if I go up to like average or slightly below average girls. Like,
like
why,
you're
why
attracted to them. You still get boners for them.
not
'Cause that's what you
normally?
guys go off of initially, right? Not normally. You're gonna go for a girl that you don't get it up for. Please don't lie to me right now.
It's rare. That's what I'm saying. It can happen, but yeah. But basically, what I'm
So then
saying
you
is that
concede that men go for things other than looks, right? Yeah,
they
this is a
do.
lose-lose for you. You
Wait,
said
wait, no, no. They do, but the looks is still like a very
that's what
important
I'm saying.
aspect.
So then that doesn't matter, right? Because you say that you might go for a girl who's slightly below average, but you're still getting it up for her, right?
But I'm choosing her because I can't get the girl I want. Like, so it's not.
Exactly. Like, that's what I'm saying, though. Maybe we're talking past each other, but it feels like you're proving my point. Maybe I'm
Well,
wrong.
well, no, because I would be going with her out of like desperation because I'm like, oh, I can't get the
Yeah,
one I
you're
want,
desperate.
so I have to date down, you know?
Oh, I see what you're saying. So, like, average, above average guys have to date down. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, because they have an easier time than trying to get a girl who's like on their level or higher. They normally have to get a girl who's worse looking than them. You know what I mean?
Not true. It might be true. I think most people are average and most people date average people. I don't believe in this huge scale that like you and wheat waffles spew. Most people don't meet that male standard you're talking about.
Do you think based on our interaction that I seem like fair and
Yeah.
not like a yeah, so I use me as an example and I said I personally struggle to get girls on my level because I understand the competition for those girls is much higher. So an average girl or slightly below average girl, I normally have an easier time dealing with those girls, you know what I mean?
You should bat outside of your league because I can guarantee you those girls are not getting hit on the same that the below average girls. This is where men fuck up and men tell each other, just go down. It's like, no, dude, go up. You'd be pleasantly surprised. The
I
girls
think
that
that
are below
might
you
have been
probably bigger
applicable.
Sorry, go ahead.
That's all right. It's all right. I think that would have been applicable like many years ago, but with online dating, these girls are going to get tons of options because men online are not going to feel intimidated to send them a message. You know what I mean?
Well, most women are using filters, right? So how would you know exactly? You know, it's like they're all on the same level.
Yeah, but my point is that obviously the more attractive the girl is, like it's just going to be harder to get her because she's
How
going
would
to have
you
so
know?
many.
How
Well,
would,
online anyway,
that's not
that's
true.
definitely a
The
factor, right?
hottest girls don't get hit up. They don't get approached. It's the biggest lie.
No, they do. I'm saying online they do.
No, they don't. It's the same thing.
What? You're
Yeah,
saying that attractive girls don't get like private DMs? Like, come on.
I'm sure they do they do, but it's not the way that guys think it is. Sure, if they post selfies, I gotta let my dogs in, but if they post provocative shit, yeah. But they don't just get messages unless they put themselves out there.
Yeah, but I'm saying most like young girls now, like early 20s, they have social media. Majority do anyway.
Women are
So,
trying to figure out their life at 20. They're not dating people the way that guys think they are. I'm serious.
so you don't think like if I spoke to girls in their early 20s, you'd say most of them won't be in a relationship? Like, really?
They're probably either dating the guy from high school or they're trying to figure out their life. Honestly, like the early 20s, I know girls agree with me. It's a very hard time emotionally, hormonally, trying to figure out your major and in society that tells you to be strong and independent and like it's a lot. But to also have a fucking family, but you can't find a dude that's financially viable at that age because women want the guys around their age. You know what I mean? It's hard. So don't be so sure to be like they're being entitled. They might just be overwhelmed, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, it
So yeah,
can
they're
be
not.
overwhelming if they have so many requests, but
No,
men don't have that issue. You know what I mean?
it doesn't matter how many requests they have because the guy that's she's going to remember is what? Talking to make himself memorable. You know what I mean? Gotta stand out. Most guys don't.
Okay, well, I'm just saying, like, my point, right, when I was on about me is saying, like, if I approach a girl who's attractive,
Mhm.
she has more chance of, like, not giving me a positive outcome compared to, like, the average girl I approach. You know what I mean?
Hold on, let me let my dogs in because they've been yelling for a
That's all right.
while.
That's all right.
Remember
Okay.
the question because I might.
Okay. Should I go intense or should I keep it neutral or what? I mean, come on. I don't know what to say, like, because she's just gonna say, like, it's down to social skills. If a man is doing good with girls, it's not because he's good looks, it's because he's confident and knows how to talk, so I don't know. No, come on, I can't rate her, come on. That'll just ruin the dynamic of this. Because I actually want her to, like, potentially play, like, one of my looks battle videos just to see what she rates the guys. Just, if you think it'll be entertaining, I'll ask her to, but we'll see.
Sorry.
That's all right. So basically, my question was with my own situation that I've noticed that when I approach a more attractive girl, it's like definitely harder to get a positive outcome compared to if
Probably
it's like
creepy.
But like that's why I asked you, do you think I give off any weird vibes? And you said no, right?
Well, you're not on camera right now, are you?
I mean, I have like over 200 videos, but
I'm really laid back and I'm around a lot of guys, so I don't know if I'm the most appropriate, and I don't think it's appropriate to say it on camera in case I can, like, there's definitely things you can improve on. I don't think you're necessary. You know what I will say? Men that are hyper focused on this stuff are a red flag to women.
well, I get that, of course.
It comes up in your questions though, like in the tone, in the disagreeableness, like when I give you the answer but you'll ask it more, and I don't have a problem with it, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just telling you, there's things that show up that women pick up on that other men don't, and it's hard for me to explain it because it's just going to sound like chick crack.
No, it's like all good. I mean, I'm open to hearing criticism if it's worthy, like, so I'm not gonna, denounce what you're saying. But
You don't come off confident Oh,
You
you
don't
do a
think so,
little
no?
bit. You do when you talk about your experience, but the questions, it gives, um, for lack of a better word, I don't know if I would go this extreme, but incel.
Yeah, I mean, look, honestly, I don't want to like go too intense on this, like, because you've been friendly with me. So, like, normally when I debate, it's a lot more heated than this. So, like,
Yeah,
most
no,
people wouldn't say
you've
what you
been
said.
really great and really flexible with my dogs and stuff. That's why I'm like, I don't know if I would want to say online. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's appropriate because first of all, it's the first time we're talking to each other, right? And I'm awkward. I'm awkward as shit. I'm just like, hold on. Like I've had social anxiety most of my life, so is I don't know. Do you have any other questions though?
Well, yeah, I mean, based on what you said there, like, because when I have dated girls or even when I meet a new girl, I usually will talk about this kind of stuff. And
Don't
like
do that.
well, the my
Don't do
point, wait, hold on. But my point is that even if I do, it doesn't even matter because the girl is so attracted to me that again, it doesn't matter what I say because they still want to have fun with me. Do you know what I mean?
You're trying to attribute it to looks.
Well, why else? Because I'm saying all the wrong things. I shouldn't be talking about this.
But
So
it might have been effective with her. You know what I mean? She might not have taken it like incelish. I'm saying that a majority would, but if you guys have good chemistry, she's probably playing off of it. But I wouldn't say that's the norm, and I would caution men before they start asking, "Do you find me attractive?" You know what I mean? It comes off very insecure and unsafe, mentally ill type shit. And women have like an internal thing going on where we scope that out whether we think we do or not. That's just biology.
yeah. I'm just using that as an example because,
Mhm.
like, even I tested it with some girls that I wasn't even that into as well, just to see how much I could push the boundaries. And, telling the girls like that I have like halitosis and that like, oh, I've been suicidal and all this, and they're still
Mhm.
trying to meet up with me. Like, there's no way that it's not because of the looks that's keeping the interest because I'm saying all the wrong things. You know what I mean?
Just like you don't believe me, I don't believe you right now. If a guy was suicidal and did that shit, women would not talk to you. And if they do, it's because they have a history with you. But
No, like.
they would not do it right off the bat.
But there's like literal examples on the internet of that, like of them, the guy trying to tell her the girl like, oh, I raped. Oh, sorry, I don't want to
Mhm.
say,
No.
raped, whatever you want to say,
Mhm.
like people and all that, and the girl is still like, oh well, everyone has a bad past, it
She's
doesn't mean I should
probably
judge you. And
she's probably laughing because guys that say things like that will make it seem like sarcastic. Like, oh, I eat hard a bunch of women. It's like this guy's confident because he doesn't give a fuck. He's got like the bold energy, but it's not, oh, he said he eat hard and now girls are attracted to him. It's not that at all.
no, but like the examples on the internet is like the guy will have that on his page, like, and then the girl bring up, oh, I read your thing. You said that you attacked some kid sexually and all that, and he's like, yeah, man, I'm trying to move past it. I've served my time, so I'm trying to get on with my life. And he's like, oh, I admire your honesty. I mean, come on.
Well, she admires the honesty, right?
But because he's good looking, it's not because like,
No.
oh, I like
You
that.
think you're fucking?
Well, some of the examples that she's giving her number to that guy
You know
privately.
what
So
this sort of actually I have a better word for this. Like when you disagree with me on stuff, that's fine, but it gives porn brain. Do you know what I mean when I say that? I mean that respectfully. Like but it's a mindset that you can tell when a guy has it, like he's watched too much porn and it's like they have this disdain for women a little bit even though you haven't said anything like verbatim like I don't like women. It gives that. It gives like women having to be a certain standard that they see in porn. Like it gives porn rot, brain rot type shit. I don't know how to explain it because I'm a bitch.
what was that with my example of like the guy saying that he did all that and the girl
Just
forgiving him or
yeah, because you're following up with these very niche examples that how would I believe you on that? You know how many
'cause
guys would tell dudes that they fucked me and they never even met me? I talk about it on my channel. Guys lie way more than men think.
well, I was on
Way.
about like examples on like the internet videos to prove the black pill, like of like
Okay,
a
well
guy can do all this.
when they're doing experiments, okay, any experiment, what do you have to do? You have to have an independent variable and a dependent one. What are some errors that could skew that study. The tone of voice, if you ask multiple people in a different tone of voice, that's going to reflect. Girls are different. It's going to depend on their makeup, biology, and their psychological stance. You cannot control for it. You can get maybe an idea, but the location matters. I hate when Fresh and Fit will be like, we've interviewed 1,000 women, when you know that the women that get on that podcast, that go on there, have very specific traits. You're never going to see a girl that's modest that goes on there, because they don't have social media and they would never know about it. So the girls that they get are probably gonna party. They might be intelligent. They could have different degrees, but it's a very specific woman that goes on a podcast that has the balls to do that. So that's skewed when they say we've had 1,000 women. It doesn't matter. So it's the same thing when you talk about them doing certain experiments. It's like they're probably not controlling for things, and you're maybe at a university. It's like, is that really going to be accurate for every type of woman?
Yeah, but that's why I try to bring it back to anecdotal and not just to use my example, then to bring it on to this bigger kind of scenario. So I'm saying, like, I've tested it too. I haven't mentioned like that I've sexually assaulted anyone, of course not. But like I said, things with like halitosis and depression, suicidal. And I'm telling you, yeah, like if the girl is attracted to me, it seems like she's going to want to meet up anyway. Do you know what I mean? And even I talk about the black pill, talk about looks, asking her to rate guys, saying, oh, I think that looks is most important. She don't care. She's still, she's into me. She'll let it slide,
Maybe she's just hypersexual because she has trauma. How do you know it's because she's attracted to you? What if she has an alcohol problem and she just sleeps with people and doesn't remember? You know what I mean? Some people have compulsive behaviors. I would argue a lot of women in their early 20s might have them. Women that are around alcohol. I've seen it in the clubs, so maybe I'm biased, but most of the time, 100% of the time that EPARs happen, they're under the influence of alcohol, number one.
Well, I would say the last two examples I had, like one of the girls was married, like we weren't drinking. Like
married women are easy as fuck. Ask any guy that's fucked them. Guys in the chat, how easy are married women? Out of one, really easy, or two, really difficult? They're probably the easiest women to pull next to fat girls.
Well, she's in an unhappy marriage, yeah, but
even if she's in a happy one, if a girl's gonna cheat, she's gonna do it. It has nothing to do with you. She decided that she was gonna fuck you before she even met you. It was somebody was gonna be fucked. You know what I mean? She made that decision, and the way I know that is her vagina shaved.
Well, look, I don't know. Look, obviously, I don't want to be disrespectful, like, but I'm just saying, like, from what I brought to you as my examples and then my own anecdotal experience, it just seems to me that, like, yeah, it's down to my physical appearance or the person in the example's physical appearance as to why he's allowed to get away with these things that another person would get blocked. Do you know what I mean?
Men are more shallow than women are. Men go for looks, women don't. Looks are probably down the list, maybe fifth thing. They're not the first thing, though. And if they are, I told you earlier, that woman, there's something wrong with her. Like hypersexuality or something compulsive. Like it's not there's something going on that you don't know about, in my opinion. I'm not, who the fuck am I? I'm not God. You know what I mean? Like, it's just my opinion.
But that's why I'm like really trying to establish this, like in the sense of like, maybe you just do view it differently, like
maybe.
So you're saying that possibly that the majority of girls might think differently to you, or you think like, no, you're pretty certain that most women will think to similar views as you, or not?
I think if you told women what they do, they would be very offended. But if I told women what they do, they would not be offended. That's your answer.
Okay.
Think about it. Women are going to agree with me. They're not going to agree with you because you're telling them what they go for.
Yeah, I get that. I don't like to speculate, like, but it's just common sense to me, like that. Obviously, a good-looking man is going to get more attention than an unattractive man. Like, can you at least admit that? Like,
pretty
really?
Privilege exists. I'll give you that. People are nicer to people that are good-looking, but because they're nicer, they've had more positive social experiences than an ugly guy. So when it comes to picking up women, the guy that's more attractive that you think women are going for because he's attractive, he's confident. He is good at talking to people. The unattractive guy didn't get those experiences, right? Probably had bad experiences because he was probably fucking creepy the way he would approach people in social situations, not because of what he looked like, because he didn't have experience. I don't know another way to say it.
That no, like that is an aspect to outline, like that is correct. But again, like okay, bring it back to like the fundamentals of pretty privilege. Like I mentioned some examples of me in the nightclub that a girl was just drawn to me and me not even coming up to her.
Yeah,
like, isn't that just the primal instinct of pretty privilege that she's like, oh, I think this guy is attractive, I want to talk to him?
No, you were playing hard to get, and you were ignoring her and not giving her any.
I was ignoring every other girl too, and they weren't coming up to me.
Social skills, it's picking up on that. That's game. To ignore the girl, everybody knows either be an asshole and flirt and ignore her works. I'm not saying it works most of the time, but it can work with alcohol.
Well, the other guys that are ignoring her and she doesn't want them.
What do you mean?
Like, there's other guys in the nightclub who's not paying her attention either. So
okay, well, most guys are shy. They would have to deliberately ignore her. Did they approach her? Because if they didn't, those don't count.
But I didn't approach her. Like, I did nothing. Like, I just walked in, didn't even look at her, nothing. And then I can tell, like, that girl keeps coming around me. Like, so.
Girls don't come around you multiple times to get your attention. They probably had to walk around because you were by the bathroom. Guys have this thing, and they've done studies on this, where guys cannot tell what, like, different faces women are giving, and they perceive everything as a sexual advance, and it's not. Men cannot establish if a woman's not trying to fuck them. Like, if they look at different pictures of women straight in the eye, they think they all want to fuck them.
Yeah, I do agree that some guys might mix the lines of that. So
right, but you saying they're walking by you and they're coming up to you. They're walking by you because maybe you're by the fucking bathroom. They don't look at guys that way. They just don't.
But I'm just, again, it's anecdotal, but I'm just saying from my experience, I'm then saying that girl then eventually does come up to me because she's obviously waiting for me to do it. And then when I don't, she eventually puts herself in the scenario where we're forced to talk and interact, and she's doing that. That's why I say it's anecdotal. I can't like prove it. Like, I don't have footage of it, but I'm sure you can't deny that doesn't happen. You've been in the nightclubs, right? So
yeah, but I'm not even saying prove it, like show me a camera. I'm saying, how can you prove that she was coming by you because she was attracted to you? You can't. You can't prove that.
But why did she want to talk to me? Like, in the end of she came up to me, so obviously she wanted to talk, right?
Maybe you're more approachable than you think. But I can guarantee you it's not because she's just trying to fuck you. Maybe there's some girls. I did concede on that. There are some girls that are just trying to get laid. But again, these are not going to be long-term people.
But we're just talking about getting that authentic desire. We're not even on about relationships. That's at the end goal. So we're talking about getting, the first step, which is what most guys are struggling.
Really genuine desire if you can't fuck her a second time because she doesn't want to. But here's the thing, is like men think that they get these women into bed, whether it's their looks, whether it's solely game. And most of the time, if women have decided that they want to get laid, it's whoever fucking, you were lucky. Like, this idea that men conquer them is like laughable to most women. It's hilarious, to be honest with you, because women know if they're trying to get laid, that's what they're doing.
Okay, but like, wait, with my scenario though, I'm just saying that like that girl, I'm not trying to have a big head. I'm saying I'm in the nightclub. There's multiple girls there. I'm saying, this one girl will be giving me the signals that she's obviously interested, and then like said again.
Did you fuck her?
Well, this is multiple times I've slept with some of them.
Call her. Why don't you just ask her?
This was like many years ago. So.
Would it be weird?
Yeah. I mean,
she'll be honest. Be like, did you see me around the bar? Were you?
Well, like I don't like even need to do that because like it's so obvious. Like, I mean,
this is that entitlement. Fucking men, you just assume that you know, and I'm telling you, no.
But like with what I'm saying here, if she's like giving me the eyes, and then eventually she does approach me and start talking to me, she doesn't do that to every guy. So she's obviously singling me out because she likes something about me, which is all she could go by is my physical appearance because I didn't talk to her, I didn't do anything with her. So why else would she be doing that? You know what I mean?
You just looked approachable. You looked safe. You looked normal.
So
Crazy.
if I was like 5'2" and balding, you don't think that would have like hindered my chances? No.
I think guys that are usually shorter than me are the most outgoing, and they're the funniest dudes. They always have a good pickup line. They do.
Okay, look, honestly, I don't know. I don't know if I can say much after that. Like, you know, if that's your conclusion to what I'm saying, then okay. Like, you're saying I would have the same outcome even if I was like hideous in the face just because she thought, oh, well, he looks approachable.
Most men are not ugly and hideous the way you think they are. This is, I keep telling you, your standards do not play out in reality. So when you say hideous, you have a distorted view. If you look up club guys, look up guys in a nightclub, I guarantee you, you're not going to find a Chad. And if you do, he's modeling.
But even if that's true, like that guy is still gonna have an easier time when he goes out to these events.
That's irrelevant. Most guys are not Chads.
But it still needs to be used because it's about looks, right? So if looks didn't matter, he shouldn't have an advantage, right?
But when you say a hideous guy is going to have less of a chance with a woman, your version of hideous does not exist. You see it on 2D paper, but I'm telling you, it's not accurate. Look in a true mirror. You need to look in the 90 to 90 degree. Most people don't own that. You gotta, like, you don't realize how people look at you when you're reading a book. You can't see it. Or like, what?
I'm like curious. Like, I want to test this. Are you willing to like show a video on my channel? I just want to see if I can show you some guys, and then you can kind of give me an honest perspective of what you deem their looks to be. Would that be possible, or do you not?
Accurate though.
Say it again.
If you can get those guys and I can meet them in person, hell yeah. But I'm not going to rape dudes on the internet. It's not fair. Women always say he's better looking in person. Pictures and shit.
No, not pictures. I'm going to show you. That's why I don't like pictures. I agree with you. So I show them in motion on like video, so you can get like an accurate.
So distorted. It's crazy to me that people don't. I want you to look up Zoom dysphoria. Zoom dysphoria. And I'll send you lenses and shit. Different apps have different lenses. Same phone. It's all different. It depends on the lighting. Things like color right now are going to overall give you my skin tone, but that's not going to be the same tomorrow because I might be wearing a different color. It all interacts with each other so much to the point where there's an argument to make on our reality being distorted. It's to that level.
I mean,
accurate.
I mean, look, honestly, like that is true. Like you can say, oh, it's not like accurate to how they 100% look like if I show you a clip of them, but like you're going to get a base foundation. You know, you're going to say, yeah, I know this guy isn't going to be a model if it was in a different camera. Do you know what I mean? So you could still do it based on that. Come on.
That's not fair because the like the best dudes I've ever met took horrible photos. Like they look asymmetrical in the photo, but in person they're symmetrical. I'm telling you, most guys are average. And you have to think about the animal kingdom with the lion and the lioness. He's got the hair. Okay. I always say this shit. Peacock, the male peacock, handsome. Okay. The duck. Who's a better looking duck? The drake, the male one that's green. Okay. You have a distorted sense of what attractive is because we have something like makeup. It's not fair to look. If you put us barefaced in the wild, men have the eyelashes. They got the, I'm telling you. You guys view it in the wrong way. Okay. If all animal kingdoms have the better looking men, what makes you any fucking different? You've just been lied to.
Okay. If you're not willing to rate guys, can I at least like show you like some philosophies of how like basically Alex is teaching men what they need to do? Can I get you just to view that and then give your perspective on what he says, if you agree or not?
I will not talk shit about Alex.
No, you don't have to. No, I'm not asking you to be disrespectful, but I just want you to hear his take when he's advising one of his clients. I just want you to say if, yeah, that's good advice and I think that's going to work for him or not.
Do you have the video?
Yeah, I can't present screen though, so could you do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can, do you see the private chat on the side? Oh wait, is Is it on YouTube? You can send
It's
me
on
the
my channel. Like, yeah, if you just go on my channel, you'll find it quite fast. If you go on my videos, it's
Okay.
not. It was
I'm
recent
there.
enough.
I'm by you. Is it videos or live?
Videos.
Okay.
So if you just obviously ignore the title because you don't want to be disrespectful, but it's PUA fraud testimonials. But
Okay,
yeah,
got it. I see you. Okay, let me flip it.
damn.
And when was this video? Do you know?
Maybe like 2 months ago or something.
Okay. So recent?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, wait, how do I?
Results did you start getting with these photos? I had like women like messaging me first, which I thought was like insane. Way better looking, you know, and more frequent matches. And the girls were hotter? Yeah, oh, definitely, yeah. Oh, 100%. I was getting like at least 7s and 8s. They were saying like, oh yeah, the photos are really good, but when she meets up with him in real life, has that ever happened to you once? A girl did not ever walk out on me because of that. Like, I mean, they're already so invested as it is. Does that make sense? It's never a real issue. It was never something that... No. You have to be confident in yourself and be like, hey, yeah, I did that, so what? Like, what are you going to do about it, right? Yeah, 100%. This is like a weird paranoia guy sound. It's like, oh my God, girls don't give a shit, okay?
Was this a live stream, if you don't mind me asking? Because
This was his live stream. Yeah, yeah.
Because Alex doesn't edit, and there's a lot of jump cuts. I mean, he hasn't said anything bad, but did you edit it?
Yeah, of course, of course. It was like a 2-hour stream, so I had to just fill in the like juicy spots. You know what I mean? But yeah.
Even that. See how it distorts it? You're creating a narrative, which is fine. I'm just saying.
They see good photos, they swipe right, you text them, they go on a date with you. The only way it can be an issue is that if you freeze and you make it an issue. Oh, well, playing with fire guys told me it was a good idea. I'm really sorry. Then it becomes an issue. As long as you own it, it will not be an issue. It sounds like for you, Sohail, it was never really a serious issue. There was maybe a few questions, but you just owned, you know, the reality. It seems like you're saying nothing bad came of it. No, not at all. None of this stuff actually happens. It's just not. Attraction isn't logical. A girl is not going to a date and being like, okay, let me check off this list. It's emotions, how you make her feel, right? The rest doesn't really matter. David can tell you that I had the same like concerns, but I can tell you that it came up maybe once or twice, and like I said, that's not really catfishing. Catfishing is when you say you're like 20-year-old guy with a six-pack and you're clearly like a 200-pound 40-year-old. You know, that's...
You want to know another thing I want to say that I always forget to say? Yeah, I agree with all of this, but something I always forget, hold on, is that, you know, those videos on TikTok where the girl is a before and after and the girl doesn't have makeup on and then she puts makeup on?
Yeah.
It's all the men in the comments that say, take her to the pool on the first date. This should be fraud. This is not real. All that. Find me one woman that says that. And again, women think that women look the same with and without makeup.
Delusional.
Is it delusional, or is it just that we perceive things differently than you guys? We're not looking to fuck things like you guys are, but we don't see a difference. So when we look at photos and in person, it's very rare that women will say anything in regards to a catfish unless he lies about his height. It's so obvious because women wear heels and they have like an idea. Like it is the thing. And I don't think you should. I used to say you should lie about your height, but I don't think you should anymore. I think you should, if anything, you should lowball it. Make it just like I should tell people, like, I'm 29, but everybody's like, oh, you're going to hit the wall at 30. I've been telling people I was 35 since last year. And they're like, whoa, you know what I mean? It's like, you should lowball your shit and then make them happier. Obviously, you can't do that before you confirm a date or whatever, because she might think you're insecure. But do you know what I'm saying?
I think as a woman, you're allowed to lowball because it won't really cause you much repercussions. But
I thought women don't get men after the wall.
No, that's a load of trash. I don't agree with that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's old grannies that have more matches than the average guy. So come on, that's a load of trash.
Well, they're just getting sex. That's probably all they want. Most women have baggage after 30. You think they want a man? You know what I mean? But
no, that is absolute cope. A girl after 30 is still getting tons of options. That's ridiculous. Any guy who says that is just an idiot, like, basically. But yeah. So can you just finish the end of that, because I actually get a girl on to share her insight. I just wanted to see if you think that she's lying to suit my narrative, or she's being honest. You know what I mean?
Well, they've done studies when women are asked questions like, are you attracted to men? And they say yes. I'm straight, all this shit. And then what they do is they hook up they kind of look like they're doing the heart thing with the little dots and the wires, and they put it to their vajay. And then they ask, like, are you attracted to women on women? And women get aroused. They did the same thing with men, and men said straight, that they were straight. And then they showed pictures of gay men kissing, and men did not get boners. So what women say and what they actually feel may be different because of they don't want to come off a certain way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get that. That's why I want you to analyze and just see if you can like spot it or not, or if you think it's authentic. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I have to end this now because I got to take my dogs out and I have to do another video, but we can do it. Are you free another time? We can talk more about it.
I guess this
He's
week.
like,
if
no,
you
I
can
don't
do-
want to talk to this bitch again.
No, no, we can. Like, I don't mind, of course not. But yeah, if you can do this week, possibly. Next week I'll be kind of busy, but yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. I think I have a show tomorrow. We could do it on Friday. You want to do a Friday stream?
Would it be similar time or later? Or...
Whatever works for you. I'm flexible. I'm here all day.
Okay, we can try Friday. Okay, all good.
Okay. Yeah, just write down. I know for sure you want to look at this girl talking or whatever, and then.
Well,
whatever.
okay. How about for the next stream? Can I just have like some clips compiled that you can like view?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
are you willing to? So you still refuse to rate guys? Really? Like seriously?
they're
Even
all
for your
sexy.
chat. Even
They're all
for your
sexy.
chat, like I mean,
Ronnie, take this down. We can bring that up another time. That's lenses. That's how different they are. But the thing about the rating is I don't believe in your rating. So it's like asking a Christian to be an atheist for a moment, right? To not believe it. You're asking me to believe in something I don't believe in. I can entertain it to understand your worldview. But when you're asking me about what I want, I don't look at men on that scale.
I understand. That's why I literally was just trying to see your perspective on how you would view the guys that I had presented on the videos. And
How about this?
again,
I'll show you pictures of my exes off camera, and then we'll get you on here and you tell me what you would rate them based on your scale.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I guess we can try that.
Because I can't put their photos up on here, right?
Yeah,
like,
of course not.
But you can tell me what their rating is so your audience knows.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I would be curious to see that. So yeah, sounds good.
Okay. It was a pleasure. Thanks for coming on.
Okay. Maybe talk Friday. So
yeah, hopefully Friday.
Okay. All good. I'll message you anyway, so it's all good.
Okay. Okay. Bye.
Have a good night. Bye.
Thank you. You too. Okay. I know I got some super chats. I'm always awkward when I have people on to shut up and read them. So hold on. Let me go to the top. I think I had a yellow. Where do I go? Oh, they starred? Oh, here we go. Let's fucking... Okay, Lewis, thank you for the super chat. Keep your girl off OnlyFans one chat at a time. Lewis says, let's fucking go, Tori. Keep cooking. Was I triggered at this point? Probably. Thank you for the super chat. Keeping your girl off OnlyFans one chat at a time. Hi, Riley. Okay. To your new mic again. Hashtag tech. Yeah. Technology. Yeah. I'm struggling. It's this stand. If there is a company that would like to send me a boom arm, I'll review it because this is annoying. $2 super chat, Kyle. Many dudes have to get it together. It ain't hard. A lot of dudes aren't even cleaning in between their cheeks. Okay. Doesn't matter how many times we tell them. They don't listen. QB. Passport flexin'. Thank you. 900 days and counting. No sex for Gantstar. Oh, do you guys have beef? That was sassy. God, sorry. Okay. QB passport again. Gantstar claims to be Chad with 0 receipts. And what do we call me? What would I be? Am I a Becky? Chad. Chads don't exist. They don't. Okay, let me go back here. Okay, I got to give my dog medicine, fill the water bowl, take them outside, and then I feel like we got to do this stream that I said we were going to do. It's going to be a long one. We are going to talk about one of the biggest scandals in South America and why women have boycotted men, the 4B movement, because right now people think it's feminism. And it will shock you. Trigger warning, though. It's going to be really dark. Okay. The darkest things you can even imagine. So I will go ahead and get that set up. What time is it? It's 8:40. It's still kind of early. 8:41. So I'm going to say we're going to do it at 9:15, but it's probably going to be more like 10. Like the video, comment, subscribe. If you disagree or agree with either of us, put it in the comments. You can roast me. I love to be roasted, but you can't roast my guests in the comments. But anyways, thank you guys for coming. Goodbye.